She could not see him. He tried to sing to let her know that she was not there alone, but with no lover his song was all gone. He filled the sea with his tears and watched her dreams disappear as she remembered what his song meant to her.
I have a dream I hope will come true, that you're here with me and I'm here with you. I wish that the earth, sea, and the sky up above will send me someone to love.
Oh, they were so happy to finally meet above the sea. All together now their lava grew and grew. No longer are they all alone, with aloha as their new home. And when you visit them, this is what they sing.
I have a dream I hope will come true, that you'll grow old with me
and I'll grow old with you. We thank the earth, sea, and the sky. We thank too. I love you. I love you. I love you. There's no place I'd rather be
Down the surfboard out at sea.
lingering in the ocean blue.
And if I had one wish come true,
I'd surf till the sun sets beyond the horizon.
I'll be making my lovey, love and might falling out.
Flying by on a Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Ah, Miki Miki Mairo Hirohi.
Love and might falling out.
Nalu la la ha la ha.
Oka moana hana karuka.
La 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 ite la hana hana.
Take my home and eat forever.
Here here my tatu e.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
There's no place I'd rather be.
Down the seashore dry like me.
On golden sand is where I live.
And if I only had my way,
I'd live till the sun sets beyond the horizon.
la 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 ita la hana hana. Take my home and eat forever.
It's time to try the Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Hang loose, hang thin, hustle, shake a shaka.
No worry, no free, ain't no biggie ride.
Cutting in, cutting up, cutting back, cutting out. Right side, back side, put it back out. Let's get the jumping, surfs up, pumping, coasting with the motion of the ocean. Whirlpool swirling, cascading, whirling.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
ocean blue.
And if I had one wish come true,
I'd surf till the sun sets beyond the horizon.
my Lord will love me, love him like a puppet.
Flying by on the Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Ah, piki my lohi lohi.
Love him like a puppet.
Piki na la 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 la.
Moana, moana,
La 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 la. Hede hede my tattoo.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Into the thick of it, into the thick of it, into the thick of it. Ugh. We're tramping through the bush, on and on we push. Into the thick of it. But we can't see where we're going. We've made a stellar start to find the jungle's heart. But all we'll find is nothing if we can't see where we're going. Into the thick of it, into the thick of it, into the thick of it. But we can't see where we're going. Into the thick of it, into the thick of it, into the thick of it. But we can't see where we're going. Ugh. The jungle's kind of tricky. The path is never straight. And sometimes there's no path at all, which makes it hard to read. Although the jungle's thick, we're moving through it quick. But that won't do us any good if we're going around in circles. Into the thick of it, into the thick of it, into the thick of it. We're going round in circles. These trees look so familiar. We've been here once before. You're right, except it wasn't once. It was 3 times or 4. Stuck in the thick of it. Stuck in the thick of it. Stuck in the thick of it. We've gone around in circles.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and welcome to NEMO, National Economics and Management Olympiad International Webinar.
Hello everyone, I'm Hasna, a student in IPB University majoring management, and here is my partner.
I'm Elsa, a student in IPB University majoring resource and environmental economics. And today we will be your master of ceremony.
Yay! Well, Elsa, as we can see here, there are so many participants here, Elsa.
Yes, that's right. What a wonderful morning, Hasna. I'm so excited and happy to attend this NEMO International Webinar, Hasna.
Okay, but before we start this event, we humbly welcome our dearest Dean of Economics and Management Faculty, the Honorable Professor Dr. Insinyur Nunung Nuriartono MSI, along with ranks and all of the head departments in Faculty of Economics and Management IPB University.
The Honorable Vice Dean of Academics and Student Affairs, Dr. Insinyur Anna Parianti MSI. The Honorable Head of Economics and Development Studies Department, Dr. Sahara SP MSI.
The Honorable Head of the Management Department, Dr. Wita Juwita Ermawati STPMM. The Honorable Head of the Agribusiness Department, Dr. Insinyur Dwi Rahmina MSI.
The Honorable Head of Resource and Environmental Economics Department, Dr. Insinyur Ahyar Ismail MAGR, the Honorable Head of Sharia Economics Department, Dr. Asep Nurhalim LC MPDI.
And we also humbly welcome the Chairman of Faculty of Economics and Management, Student Executive Board Council, Umar Ziaulha.
And the rest of the Chairman on the Board of Faculty Economics and Management Student Organizations. By the way, Hasna, can you explain to us what NEMO is? Because this event has a unique name, right? It's NEMO.
Well, okay, I'll explain it a little bit. So, the 5th National Economics and Management Olympiad, or we can call it as NEMO, is a competition in the field of Economics and Management Department that held for all Indonesian students. NEMO is a collaborative program between Student Executive Board Council with Economics and Development Student Association, Center of Management, Agribusiness Student Association, Resources and Environmental Economics Student Association, and also Sharia Economics Student Club.
That's right, Hasna. And hopefully, NEMO can encourage young generation to improve their skill through this amazing competition. And don't forget that this competition will be close with today's international webinar Millennials and Gen Z. Potential youth becoming young heroes by creating big impact in the digital era.
Okay, but firstly, we would like to say thank you to our sponsors, PT Adinix Precast Indonesia and also Himalaya.
Yes, because without their support, this event can't run well.
Anyway, Elsa, I want to greet the participants first because there are so many people here, Elsa.
Wow, hi to all participants. Maybe all participants can say hi to each other through the chat box by saying name, underscore, where do you come from?
Yeah, for example, Hasna from Bekasi. Okay, so here is Yesi from Medan.
Wow, I see Hani from Bandung. Hi, Hani.
Okay, so here is Tresna from Bali. Hello, Tresna.
Wow, so many people here. Malang, Batam, Yogyakarta. Hi.
Lembang, Banyuwangi. Wow. It is all around Indonesia, Elsa.
That's right.
Okay, I think it's enough for now, Elsa. Maybe we can greet the others next time. And anyway, I want to remind all the participants to fill the attendance form for e-certificate data collection.
All right, before we jump to the next agenda, we would like to say thank you to our dear sponsor, PT Perkebunan Nusantara 3, because without their support, this event can run well.
Okay, moving right along, we have a video about today's webinar and also a video about PT Perkebunan Nusantara 3. So here we go and enjoy the video.
kasih jaya untuk selama-lamanya. Indonesia pusaka, Indonesia tercinta, nusa bangsa dan bahasa kita bela bersama.
Wow, that's cool, right? Once again, thank you to our sponsors, PT Perkebunan Nusantara 3, Perusahaan Umum Badan Urusan Logistik or Bulog, and also PT Adimix Precast Indonesia for your full support. Because without their support, this event can't run well.
Okay, before we jump to the next agenda again, I would like to inform you to stay in front of your device with your camera on and bring some snacks because today's event will be divided into 3 agendas. First, we will hear interactive talk show from our first speaker. Second, we will hear an insightful talk show again for the second session for our speaker 2. And last but not least, we will announce awards for the winner of the 5th National Economics Management Olympiad.
And don't forget that we have 2 amazing performances from our guest star too. So stay tuned, everyone. Okay, next we would like to invite Diastri Nurminda as the head of the 5th NEMO to give us a welcoming speech. To Dias Nurminda, the highlight is yours.
To the Honorable Dean of Faculty of Economics and Management, Professor Dr. Insinyur Ernulung Riyartono, MSc, the President of the Faculty of Economics and Management, Student Executive Board, Umar Jaul Haq, and to our guest speaker and all participants of this webinar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The COVID pandemic made digitalization gas faster. Without our realization, there are many changes that is going on in our times. Just over a short period of time before, we were surprised with the 4th industrial revolution. But we are already introduced to another change, which is the so-called Society 5.0. As millennial and Gen Z have a big test and acts as an important foundation in terms of development. Contribution from the new generation is needed to make groundbreaking change, especially in the digital era. However, are we prepared to face this era? Does the new generation have the capacity to maximize their potential? Our webinar will take to skin of question. Lastly, I hope that all of the participants can enjoy this webinar and gain new insight from our outstanding speakers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Diaz, for your time. Then, after Diaz, we would like to invite Umar Jaulhak as the chairman of Faculty Economics and Management Student Executive Board Council to give us welcoming speech. To Umar, the highlight is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First of all, let us say praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who gives us uncountable favors to us until this Sunday morning, so we could gather in this virtual meeting at the NEMO International Webinar GenZ. Also, salawat and salam as greetings to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Umar Jaulhak. I'm the head of Student Executive Board, Faculty of Economic and Management. And I want to say my greatest thanks to our beloved and our honorable Dean, Professor Dr. Insinyur Ernulung Riyartono, MSc, and also our Vice Dean of Academics and Students, Ms. Dr. Insinyur Anna Varianti, also all of head department and all the lecturers. I want to thank you all because without your support, without you guys, without you all, we couldn't reach this point. And also I want to say thanks to Tias, Haidar, and also all of the NEMO committee, because for all your hard works, all of your struggles. So because I was amazed when last night I was checked to the numbers of registrant to this international webinar. I was amazed that the number is 1,331, and I believe in this morning it's become more. So I couldn't be more proud of you guys, because from every single of Student Executive Board's project, this is the greatest event based on number of registrants. So again, I say thank you. So I want to say thank you for all the parties that have given supports to us. Okay, my friends, there's two things that I want to say to you guys. The first is, in this digital era, when every aspect of our life is being digitalized, we see that our communication, our society, our relationship is be more easily. Like, you know, everybody use Instagram, TikTok, etc. And there's a lot of beneficial things that we could learn more. We could easily talk to each other, but at the same time, we start to comparing ourselves to each other. And that's the problem. That's the issues. We start to see ourselves less than other people. But my friend, there's things that I want to say. Maybe you all have heard this many times, that life is not a race. Life has never been a race. Life is a long journey when everybody, every single person of us had different starting point and had different finish line. So I hope you are believing more in yourself. And the second things that I want to say to you, that we are, our value is based on how much the impact we could give to other people, how much the impact that we could give to our society, our nation. That is now, we should ask more about ourselves. How much is the impact we had give to other people? How much we're gonna spend time to think about self-love or anything like that? When we're gonna stop and start to think about what impact we could give to each other? I hope this is two things that can be our mindset all along the event. So maybe that's all. I hope you all enjoy this event. I hope you all enjoy this webinar GenZ, and I hope you all always be happy and healthy. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to Master of Ceremony.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Kaumar, for your welcoming speech. So next, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Insinyur Nunung Nuriartono, MSc, as the Dean of Faculty Economics and Management, IPB University, to give us the welcoming speech. To Professor Nunung, the highlight is yours.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, and of course, greeting from my side. It is really a great honor and delight to greet all of you, to all participants, and also speakers who attend the important event. Actually, this is part of NEMO series event 2020. The distinguished guest, Ibu Ana Varianti, Vice Dean for Academic and Student Affairs, Bu Tanti Novianti, the Vice Dean for Resources, Collaboration and Development, Faculty of Economic and Management, all Head of Department in Faculty of Economic and Management, as well as Secretary Department, and all lecturers. All students, committee, and participants. Let me start with the very important what our first president really try to wake up the young generation. Give me 1,000 of the older generation, for I will pull out Semeru from its root. And give me just one of young generation, for I will shake the world. What our first president Sukarno, in the event when he was speaking, how important young generation. Let me give two important young generation who shake the world. And I believe all of you know the name of Malala Yousafzai. Anyone knows? I think you can raise hand. Who actually Malala? Malala is the girl from Pakistan, and she was making a history, the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate. And the second young generation from Indonesia named Karina Jo. Anyone know Karina Jo? Who is Karina Jo? Karina Jo is Indonesian scientist who working at the Oxford University, the important person behind AstraZeneca vaccine. She contribute significantly to save our human life, to continue our working, to continue that the civilization is still exists. Two young generation shake the world. As the theme of this webinar, how young people become heroes, as well as how young generation can contribute significantly and give impact, not just only for the institution, but also for the nation and the world. I do really give high appreciation to all committee who work very hard, as well as all sponsors who support these activities. Today, I give speech from Semarang because I still have a mother, 86 years old, that I always have to visit and ask her to give support. Dear participants, one of the important connection related to young generation impact is the keyword of game changer. One of the important game changer is digitalization that make us possibility to more creative. A creative economy itself can be defined as economic activity that leverage creativity and knowledge to boost the economy. It is a concept which technology is harnessed by resourceful creative individuals or group with the aim to overcome social and economic problem. Creative economy in the context of Indonesia, which is, I believe that you all of you will be an important pillar to reach Indonesia by 2045 as developed countries. Creative economy is probably the best solution as it opened the door for young people to expand our wing to reach the millennials with relevant skill and innovative ideas to take ownership and contribute their skill and knowledge in developing our nation to move one step forward from its challenge. Dear participant, students. I believe with all your contribution, I would like to remind two important keywords. First, integrity. As a young people, we have to have integrity to develop our nation, become advanced country with the second term, intellectual ethic. We have to keep in our heart that as a student, we still have to build our intellectual ethic. To what extent? This very important to have a big impact for development in Indonesia. On behalf of future generation, we must continue expanding our effort, developing a positive perspective that Indonesia will lead the world. Indonesia will have a play important role to bring a better world. Students, participants, on behalf of Faculty of Economics and Management, I would express my sincere gratitude to all stakeholders, especially for organizing committee, the Faculty Student Association. They have a special name, Kue Syria Cabinet, and for the work hard to organize this program. And thank you very much. I hope this webinar will come up with a productive list what we have to do in the very short term, in the medium, and the long run to show that the young generation of Indonesia is an important pillar of development. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor Nunung, for your welcoming speech that includes with an inspirative short story and quotes from Soekarno, Malala, and Karingajo. Stay safe and stay healthy, Professor Nunung. And so, Hasna, what do we gonna have next?
Okay, Elsa. For the next agenda, we will start the first session of an interactive talk show with our wonderful speaker. And this talk show will be moderated by Kak Muhammad Farhan Dirhami. Kak Farhan is a Finance and Analytics Associate at ASEAN Australia Strategic Youth Partnership, Mentor and Ambassador at ASEAN Youth Organization, Mentor at MCW Global, and also Project Manager at Dynamic Marketing Indonesia.
Wow, but before we are going to the talk show, let us introduce the moderator through an introduction video. Here is the introduction video of our moderator and also the video about PT Adimix Prekas Indonesia. Enjoy the video.
Wow, what do you guys think? Our moderator today is so awesome, right? So, since our moderator is already here, let's invite the moderator to come guide the talk show. Please welcome Muhammad Farhan Dirhami.
Thank you, Hasna. Thank you for the MC for welcoming me. So I will give you a pantun ya. Roses are red, violets are blue. Welcome everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farhan Dirhami, and I'm incredibly honored to be your moderator for the 5th National Economics Management Olympiad, especially our international webinar about potential youth, how to become young heroes by creating a big impact in the digital era. First and foremost, let me give my highest respect to the great people behind the success of today's event. Simply put, today we will be having 2 sessions. In the first session, we will be talking about the strategies to become an agile youth in the digitalization era. And in the next second session, we will be talking about how to maximize our passions to become a superior youth. So I know guys, everyone must be excited to meet our amazing speakers and get the practical knowledge for young generations to be inspired to take strategic actions in the digital era. Okay, without further ado, before we call our first speaker, there's a rule of game in our today's event. So let me ask you some questions. Do you want to get the most benefit out of this event? So please raise your hand or give me some reactions if you think that you want to take the most benefit out of this event. Yes, okay, so everyone is saying yes right now. Okay, so many people raise hands. Don't forget to lower your hands after this, okay? Okay, I know, because we come from different places in Indonesia, so I think it is kind of hard to engage to each other in our event because this is online. We do not know whether or not you are taking or paying your attention to the event or not. So the next question is, do you think that you will be getting the most benefit out of this event by engaging to the event? Do you agree or not? I guess so. Okay. Yes. So many people say yes. Okay. So we want to take the most of benefit out of this event by engaging with the event. So please, if you think so, I invite you to turn on your camera so that we can participate and engage more with the event. So the speakers or me or any other people in the room can network with you guys, will be knowing about your faces and then remember about your names. So I think it's really good for us to not only getting the practical knowledge, but also building network inside of this room. So the next step is I want to invite all of you to be participative by asking questions. I know this is international webinar, so we will be using English as the primary language, but no worries, guys. If you are hesitant or you are not sure if your English is good or not, just say the question in English, even though you think that your English is not good, or if you feel that you need help, you can ask your questions by using Indonesian, by using bahasa. So I will be helping you to translate your questions into English to the speakers, okay? So the last step is just enjoy the event and take the most benefit out of the event. So please enjoy. Okay, so our first speaker in the first session is Miss Candice Lau. Miss Candice Lau is an education associate at UNICEF Vietnam, where she supports the development, coordination, implementation of adolescents' learning and education programs. She joined UNICEF in 2019 after she obtained a BA in English Studies. Before UNICEF, she worked as a youth program facilitator for NGOs and schools in Vietnam, New Zealand, and Hong Kong. It is her passion to contribute to a world where every youth has their potential unleashed. Now let's give a warm welcome and big round of applause to Miss Candice Lau. Hello, Miss Candice Lau.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting. It's so exciting to see a lot of young people joining today. I see that the numbers keep increasing. I'm very excited. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you for coming as well, Miss Candice. So my name is Farhan. So it's really nice to meet you. It is actually not our first time meeting because back then in the webinar that you participated in as a youth organization, I was also there. So it's really nice to meet you again here. So we will be talking so many things within the topic of the strategies to become an agile youth in the digitalization era. So because I have already mentioned, I have already introduced you to our friends. Maybe you would like to define yourself differently as opposed to what I have already introduced you to the audience. So maybe you can introduce yourself about what you are doing and yeah, whatever. Okay.
Sure. I think your introduction is perfect. But just adding to that, I think because today's topics is about strategy to become a potential youth, a youth that can make huge impact in the society. So I think maybe a great way to start this is to introduce you how I really find my passion. I want to say that it's really a long way and also a process of finding your own passion. But this is how I started originally, and I hope that will be really give everyone some insight into the story. So I think back when I was in secondary school, I joined a youth program. So I have to say that when I was in secondary school, I was a very ordinary student. So I was not interested in participating in a lot of activity, not like the audience today here that you spend your morning participating in such a meaningful event. I was not that kind of student, I have to say. But then because of different reasons that my parents give me the motivation and also my friend motivated me, I joined a youth program back when I was in secondary school. And in that program gave me some training and then also give me some money to participate in some kind of a learning program. So I can decide what I want to learn. So at that time, I was very into baking. And then I spent the money to buy some ingredient and then started to learn baking all night on YouTube video. I think all of you are very familiar with YouTube and I learned a lot from there. And then to a point that I realized that, okay, so now I learned baking, but what can I do more? Because now that I use this money to only learn the skill for myself, but I feel like, so there's something missing. And then I started to realize that I want to also teach this skill to other people. And that's why I started to use the remaining of this allowance to organize a class for parents and children in community centers. And that kind of experience really motivated me to really tells me that I only feel happy if I can use my skill to motivate others and also to contribute to a bigger picture and using my own skills to contribute to my society. And that's how I find that youth empowerment is really important, and it motivated me to work towards this direction. So I hope my story can inspire some of you, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Candice, for sharing about your baking hobby. I didn't know that it is really interesting to talk about your hobbies instead of baking, for example, because I think it's really important to have in mind that the information or the knowledge about the skills that we want to achieve, that we want to possess, are available in the internet now. So maybe we can go to the Google, go to the YouTube. So whatever information or any skill that you want to master, it's available there. But the question is, it is maybe driven by the passions, right? It is maybe driven by the past experience or the ability to look at the future. So what were the things that you think about when you were thinking that, oh, okay, I should be teaching other people about how to bake? Because it was first started by your hobby, right? So you like baking and stuff, you want to learn about that. But what are the things, what are the passions, what are the motivations that drive you to take you to the next step to teach the baking hobby skill to other people? So maybe you can share a lot about that.
Thank you for the question. I think it's a very good question here. And I think that for myself, I think because when I was learning, using that allowance to learn, I feel like I was provided with this opportunity that a lot of people were not given. So I have this kind of opportunity to use the allowance to learn what I want to learn. And I feel it's a privilege to myself. And at that time, I was thinking like, so I was giving this opportunity. So how I can spread it around to people who may not have this kind of opportunity. And I think that is a main motivation for me to started a project to organize baking classes in like community centers. And I think for all the youth here today, I think it's very important to think that maybe a lot of us here are privileged to have the education, to have the university degree that we are studying, but then it's not a must. A lot of people do not have that opportunity. And then for youth like us today, it's very important that we know that we have access to internet, we have access to a smartphone, but not everyone have access to it. And we have to use this kind of privilege to help others to also have access to the things that we have. And this is a really reason why I started my project back then, and also motivate me along the way to my journey now working in UNICEF.
All right, thank you. Thanks for sharing, Candice. That is a very bold answer that you have right there. I think it's something that's important, that not everyone has the access to the internet. Not everyone has the access to the privilege. So I think in the digitalization era, so everything must be easier with the internet, with the Google, with the YouTube, with the other platforms there. Even TikTok is a thing right now. So everyone is can be easily express themselves, creating videos, be the content creators and stuff like that, achieve their dreams, communicate with their audience. That's something that is easy for us who are the people who have the resources needed, the tools needed to be the one that we want, or if we want to contribute to our society. So maybe my question is, how would we find the general thing without considering the resources that we have, without considering the privilege that we have, about how to find our passion? Because oftentimes it is really hard to think about what are actually the passions that I have, what are the things that I enjoy, because we are just pretty much abstract about this kind of things. So how do you find, or do you have any strategies or any other methods that you use to find the passion until you can do whatever you do right now?
I think for this question, I think for all of us here, including me, it's a work in progress. So for myself, I don't consider myself as the ending goal at the moment. I feel like everyone is working towards it, and then your passion may change over time, but that is okay. And I think to answer that question, one of the most important concept I have learned is the concept of social self and essential self. So this is a concept I read from a book called Finding Your Own North Star. And in this book, it introduced you two concepts. One is essential self. So essential self is basically the direct experience that we have with the world. And it's all about our real self, our unique characteristic, our personality that were not affected by the surrounding environment. It communicates through emotion. For example, when I was baking, I feel happy. And that is that kind of emotion that gives sensation to my body. And then another concept is called social self. And then social self means what the society tell you to do. So from very young age, we were told you have to behave well, and that gives you the approval of the society. And then this social self teach you how to behave in a society, how to fit in, how to be accepted. And these two both concepts are very important. Like we cannot live without each of them. But then the most important thing is that a lot of people are blinded by the social self because we are so used to being told what to do by parents, by teacher, that we lose our connection to our essential self. So for example, I think some young people may have this challenges that your parents tell you to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, but in your real heart, you feel that you actually like something else. You may like reading, you may like writing, etc. And that is the concept of essential self and a social self. And then I think that the important things of finding your own passion is to reconnect with your essential self. And by doing that, you will really know what you are truly passionate about and what you are happy about and what you are happy about doing. And I think in order to achieve that, you have to understand how your body feels, how your emotion goes. And that is only possible if you are trying a lot of different things. For example, I think, as I mentioned, like now we are living in the digital era. In the past, for our parents, it may be very difficult to try any new things, to experience or to know something that is outside their own circle of community. But then for us, we really have that privilege to try different things. For example, from YouTube, from TikTok, there are lots of amazing videos that we can by practicing it, then we know that whether we like this thing or not. And it needs a consistent reflection along the way as well. Like when you're trying this thing, you should drop down your feeling, how you feel about it. And then if you are not very positive about it, go try a different thing. I think it's really a lifelong learning process, and it requires lots of reflection, requires lots of thinking. But then I think it's fine because we are young people. We have the time that we have, and then I think we really should make use of our time as youth. That is really the time for us to fail and to learn from the mistake, and then to start again. It is completely okay.
Okay, that's really important to note that it is okay to start again if you have already found any other thing. And also, it is also important to evaluate, to reflect on the activities that we do, to think about what are the important things to us. Because I have already read about a book, it's Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. He mentioned about the clarity of values, that is something that most of the teenagers, most of the youth in the digital era do not have. We sometimes do not know what are the things that are important to us when we are living in our daily life, right? So I think it's really important to have clarity of values about how we respond to what any impulse that we got from the external, while we also reflect that to our internal self. Thank you, Candice, for sharing that. I also like your statement that we are still young, right? So I'm only 21, and maybe most of the audience here starting from 18 to 25, for example, which is young. So young people oftentimes do not feel or do not understand that they are actually young in their young phase of life, right? So oftentimes we feel that we are being chased by the time, being chased by the pressure, by the community and stuff like that. I think it is a noise. It is something that interrupt us for having the clarity of values, about having the clarity of the passions that we have. So if you may tell us your story about the specific moment or aha moment in your life when you found that, okay, this is actually the thing that I really want to do, or if you found any noises in your life, and how would you like to make yourself free from that? How can you be clearly think about the things that you really want to do in life?
I think the aha moment in my life is really just as I said, the moment that when I participated in that youth program. Because before that, I was never like I didn't even care like what is happening in my community. I don't know what it means by youth empowerment. But by participating in program like this, I learned the power of empowering young people and what it means to myself. So actually, after that youth program, because I want to give back to this program, I feel like it's a very good program. That's why I participated in the committee members. So, and then we start to organize a youth activity, just like what you're doing here today. And by passing the knowledge of our cohort to the next cohort, we organize a youth market that talent of our community can come together and then to deliver a workshop together. And I think that really shaped where I am today, because after that, I went into university, and then I participated in ISAC program to come to Vietnam and started my first youth program overseas. And then later on, I worked in children organization in Hong Kong while I was in university. And later on, after graduation, I got the opportunity to come here with UNICEF in Vietnam. So I think the very beginning story of having to join that youth program, looking back, is a very important milestone in my life, because I feel the power of able to contribute to the community. And that shapes how I move in the future. It shapes how I perform in university, and at the end, coming to here, working in Vietnam with UNICEF. So I think for young people here today, like you may not be able to find that aha moment at this stage, but I think this is okay. Like, this is a work in progress. And I think you only knows about it when you look back to your previous history, that you realize, okay, that is the aha moment. So I think as long as you're doing what you like, what you're passionate about, no worries, like go for it. And then you will later on find out that you actually make a lot of decision that is right to yourself when you are looking back, which is at this stage, you don't know yet. So I encourage everyone to try many new things and to follow the heart and follow your passion.
Wow, thank you, Candice, for sharing that. I also agree with your statement that you mentioned about the we shouldn't be overthinking about what are our passions right now, what are the aha moments, what are the things that I really want to do in the future. Maybe we are just in the process of getting that insight, getting that important values in our lives. In the book that I have ever read, Anthony Robbins mentioned really well about the power that everyone must have, is the power to take the action. I think it's much more important than continuously thinking about so many things until we cannot. Sometimes when we overthink a lot, it's really hard for us to take the action because we are so hesitant about about many things that shouldn't be thought of. So I think it is really important when you mention about the ability to take the action, and then just evaluate and until you can get the real values, the real passions that you really want to take as personal values, and then it can reflect to your daily activities. So thank you for sharing that, Candice. And you also mentioned about how we can contribute to the society, because you work with people, especially youth, and you empower them with the tools, or maybe with the knowledge, with everything that you can equip them so that they can have the power to make an action in their community as well, right? So, but right before you answer to that question, let me re-clarify again about the Q&A session. We will be having 30 minutes of talk show. I will be having discussion with Candice for 30 minutes, and then the 20 minutes will be the Q&A session from the audience. So make sure you have your own question written in the chat box, or if you want to directly ask to Candice, you can raise your hand in the Q&A session so that I can appoint you and then let you be in the room so that in the Q&A session, you will be able to talk directly to Candice, if you may to raise your hand. Okay, so maybe Candice, to answer to that question about the youth empowerment. So what is your answer about this, about empowering youth?
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? Is it in the chat box? Because I am not able to see the chat.
All right, cool. Maybe from my previous question, it was about the youth empowerment, because you found your aha moment when you were working with people, especially youth, like, right, you equip them with the tools, with the with anything that are important that are required for the youth to take the action in their community. So I think that is really important, that we can give equal access to every youth, to be able to take the action, right? So when you mentioned about that, I was thinking about the role of the youth in developing the world, in shaping our world, in shaping about how the community perceives about the world, right? So in your opinion, when you were working with UNICEF, when you were working with youth in general, what are the insights when you are thinking about the roles of youth in the community, especially as a global citizen?
Thank you for that question. And I think I wish when I was a little bit younger, I get the answer of that question. So I actually, like, by working with UNICEF, I feel that there are lots of potentials of how youth can engage in world development, which include the Sustainable Development Goal. Because now with like 1.8 billion young people around the world, we are actually the largest generation this world has ever had. So we have a lot of potential in helping different government, different institutions in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. And actually in the UN, there is a youth strategy that outlines what youth can contribute and to work with the government and partners. So in the youth strategy, there's actually a line saying that it is only by engaging and working with young people, supporting young people in standing up for their rights, and creating conditions allowing young people to progress, play an active role, that the international community will be able to achieve peace, security, justice, climate resilience, and sustainable development for all. And I think it's in this sentence, there are lots of elements that were mentioned. But then in this strategy, one very important point that were mentioned is that young people are both beneficiaries and agents of change. So what it means is that young people are both the means and the end. So we are both the partner and also the target audience for world development. So for example, if we are talking about, for example, providing access to education, we are the target audience of the recipient of that education. But at the same time, we see that young people can also be a partner. For example, we see that many young people are actually doing a youth project on promoting access to education. And some of them may be activists in fighting for education for girls, for example. So that I think what is important here is that we realize that we may be a passive recipient, but at the same time, we are the agents of change. We are the change maker. We can do more to contribute this agenda rather than being a passive beneficiaries. So this is what I really want to stress here for in terms of the role of youth in world development.
Wow, thank you. That is a very great question answer that you have right there. I think because we are as a youth, maybe we can be considered as a passive recipient about the change that we are having from the work. For example, that the programs that we attend, oftentimes that we do not have the kind of question about the what is next, what can I contribute, but what can I help with to other people. So I think it is important when you also mention about we can also be the agent of change. We can also make the action in our community to create that change in our community, so that our world can be just a little bit better by the actions that we do. So thank you, Candice, for sharing about your perspective on youth empowerment. Maybe we can listen to the questions from the audience. I'm so sorry, guys, because due to the question that are incoming, I cannot read all of your questions here, but I will pick some questions in the chat box and also from the people who raised their hands. So maybe we can start from the participants who raised their hands. We have two people here. We have Chantika Nur Cahyani. Do you want to turn on your mic? Hello, Chantika.
Yes.
Okay.
Did my voice is? Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, sounds clear. You can
Okay,
go, Chantika.
thank you. Okay. First of all, hi, Miss Candice. Thank you for your insightful sharing at this morning. And I want to ask a question. Did you ever experience like burnout, and how you deal with it, especially during the pandemic COVID?
Thank you for your question, Katika. I think for this, I think you mentioned a very important point here, that mental health is becoming a priority and also an important topic for young people nowadays, especially during COVID-19. And I think like personally for myself, I would not say my experience as a burnout, but I do have moments that I feel that I don't have enough energy to keep myself moving. And I think that is very common, absolutely, for everyone to experience some sort of a down moment. And my tips here is that do try to balance your work and also balance your time to have your daily life. So I know it's very difficult during this COVID-19 time, but I think you have to maintain some kind of habits of promoting your own mental health. For example, through physical exercise, through checking in with your friends, through talking with your parents. If you have a pet, that's the most amazing thing you can ever have. And reading books, like doing something that is that you like drawing, etc., can be very helpful. And I think during the pandemic, studying online is really, really bad when you cannot separate your own personal life and your study life. But then drawing a boundary between that can really help. And also, I want to say that if you really cannot recover from your down moment, or you suspect yourself have a problem with a mental health disease, do seek out for help. So I want to say that it's absolutely common and normal to seek out for professional help if you encounter something that you feel that you can no longer handle. So I hope that answered your questions. Thank you so much for that. I think you raised a very important issues here.
Yeah, mental health is a very important issue here, because when you are going into the airplane flight, for example, the instructor or the flight attendant will say that put your oxygen mask first before you help the others, right? So you should be healthy in order to achieve your peak performance level. So if you are targeting precise results with high standards, I think it's really important to have healthy condition physically and also mentally that are really important to be the shaper of our world right now. Thank you, Candice, for sharing your perspective. Thank you, Chantika, for the question. So maybe we can go next to the Anissa Dwi. Anissa Dwi, you can unmute yourself.
Well, thank you for the moderator. for giving me a chance to give a question directly. Good morning. Please let me introduce myself. My name is Anissa Duaprilia from Mula Warman University in East Borneo. The question that I would like to ask to Miss Sandislaw is, what is the skill that young people should be taught in this era? And what do you do if you talk something and it is false? So that's all from me. Thank you so much for your nice answer for the advance.
Thank you, Anissa, for the questions. So the first question is, what are the skills needed? What are the skills needed in the digitalization era? And then the second, I was a bit off about your question. I'm so sorry, Anissa. What was the second question again?
Well, I would like to repeat my question again. So the second question is, if Miss Sandislaw meets a failure, what she did to encourage herself to be a better and have a resilience.
Okay, cool. So thank you, Anissa, for the clarification. The next question, the second question is, when you found failure, what would you do in responding to that moment in your life? So maybe you can answer, Candice.
Thank you, Alisa, for your questions. And I think for your first question, I think it's very relevant to all the young people here today. What are the skills needed for us in order to succeed in this digital world? And for this, I wanted to raise two important concepts. The first is transferable skills. So in other words, soft skill or 21st century skill. So those are the skills that young people need to be agile, adaptive learners and citizens to navigate our personal, academic, social, and economic challenges. And examples of that include problem-solving skill, negotiation skill, how you manage emotion, empathy, and communication. And this kind of soft skill are very important to actually everyone in our personal life, and especially important in the digital era, because we know that technology can replace a lot of works nowadays. If your works cover some repetitive work, then most likely your work may be replaced by AI or technology. So in order to succeed in the future era, a soft skill is very important, because this is not a skill that technology can acquire right now. And another concept I want to introduce is digital literacy or digital skill. So it goes beyond the technological know-how. So it's not just about how you go to the internet, do search on Google, or how you not even coding. So those are the skills that allow young people to navigate the challenges in the digital world and able to communicate, manage information, collaborate, and create content in the digital era. So these are really the skills to help you to stay empowered and also to stay safe in the digital age. So you see that like these two concepts actually have some overlapping areas, that the overarching theme is that it's not just about learning the technological know-how. You has to equip yourself with other skills, such as your skill to communicate with others, to be able to critically think, to be able to judge something based on the information that you have. So I think these are the skills that you can train yourself with by participating in different activities and participating in projects. For example, I think if you have, for example, in a university student presentation, that is actually an examples of how you can train yourself with communication skill, presentation skill, collaboration skills. So I hope that answer your questions. And then this, the second question is how you, when you encounter challenges, how you recover from it. I hope I get the question correct. So I think one word that you mentioned is very important, resilient. And how we build resilience is actually by failing and bounce back and failing and bounce back. And every time you get better and better at it. And then I think what is very important at the very beginning is that you know that we are young and failure is absolutely normal and common, and it's okay to fail and then to learn from the mistake of that failure and to become better next time. And every time when you fail, there is an opportunity of learning, and you have to grab that reflection time for yourself. What doesn't work this time, then you can work better in the next time. So I'm a person who believes in reflection, and I hope that help you in when you encounter challenges, that you are able to reflect and bounce back.
Reflect and bounce back. I love that. Thank you, Candice. Wow. Okay. So because the questions, the previous two questions were talking about their skills and also talking a little bit about the characteristics. I would like to mention about a question from Clarissa and Carolina, that she has a question about what are the characteristics of a Gen Z which have the most significant impact on changing the world. So what do you think about that?
I think this is a question that I constantly discuss with my colleagues, like what are the unique characteristics that a Gen Z have? I myself is a Gen Z, so I was born 1997, so I'm like the first year of cohort for the Gen Z. And I personally have a brother who is 15 years older than me. So he is a Gen X, and then I'm a Gen Z. So we have so much differences actually in our relationship and how we handle world in general. So like my brother, who is 15 years older, he at that time the socio-economic background was not so good for him. So he pursued a path of vocational training, and then now he's doing a lot of vocational work. For example, like shipping packages, or like helping people decorate their houses. And then for me, I have a lot of resources provided for me, because at that time my family is in a much better position, and I get the chance to enter university, participating in a lot of overseas activity, and that really shaped how I am today. So I would say for Generation Z, we really have the extra potential in pursuing our passion than ever, because we are the most educated generation ever. We are actually the most pro-equity generation, and we have this passion of contributing to the society more than ever. And this characteristic is very important in world development, and this is actually why that young people are considered change maker. And I also see that our generation are more digitally native, and then we are racially and ethically more diverse. So we are really living in a generation that believe in equity, believe in inclusion, and believe in leaving no one behind. And this is actually what Sustainable Development Goals aims to achieve. And our value actually aligns very much with the goals. And I think this is something that we can leverage, that we have a lot of resources, internet, etc., that allows us to really make the change that we want.
Okay, Candice, thanks for the answer. I agree with you when you mentioned about we are the most educated generation ever, right? And also we do not want to leave anyone behind. So maybe for the people who are currently trying to seek for help about how to create a better selves, so there's a an interesting question from Ananda Putri about what are the first steps to make the better of yourself? How do you change your habits? And do you have any kind of recommendations or resources to develop yourself? So I think it's really important to also discuss about that.
Thank you for that question, and thank you for bringing these important topics up. And I think as you already said that we have to, in order to help other people, you need to take care of yourself first. So I think self-help is a very important part of everyone's life. And I myself, how I try to care for myself is that because I am a person who loves to socialize and love to talk to people. And I personally find that it works best for me. So if I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling not motivated, I will talk to people and I will share with them what are the situations that I'm encountering right now. And then to gain some energy from that relationship and then to try to help myself. But then I know a lot of people may have different approaches. Like for some more introvert people, they may prefer to spending more time with themselves or reading a book or etc. etc. So I think there's really no fixed answer towards this question. It's all about how much you know about yourself, what works best for you, what help you to feel motivated and comfortable when you face a lot of overburdening challenges. And most importantly, acknowledging that everyone needs the space to care for themselves is extremely important.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the answer, Candice. There is actually a follow-up question that I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's actually a follow-up question regarding this resources about the tools needed by the young leaders, about the youth, young generations, on how to make a significant change for the community or themselves, right? So there's a good question from Bagus for the people who cannot afford or do not have the necessary access, the required tools or knowledge or anything, information, and that kind of things, that they are forced to do any other things by the surroundings, like parents' expectation, for example. So what are actually your advice in order to tackle this kind of real problem that are happening in our society right now, about do not have the access and also being forced by or forced or pressured by the society to do the things that they do not like?
Thank you for that question. And I think it's very common, not just for young people, but a lot of people are forced in that situation that they have to do something that they don't like, maybe because of the financial pressure, because of their parents' expectation, etc., etc. And I think I feel very sorry for that situation. But I think specifically for young people, I think in order to start to do something you like, you don't have to start big. You can start something just in your family or in your friendship circle. And by researching and knowing your passion and knowing the problem that is facing in your, maybe your family, your community, or in your family circle, that you can actually do something small. It doesn't have to be a big at the very beginning, but as long as you're engaged in small situation, you can also make an impact. So I think for those who don't have the access, maybe not access to financial resources or other kinds of restraint, try to start understanding more first. Like try to research on the problem, try to learn and reflect, and then start something small. I think that will be a more practical approach instead of to overcome that kind of pressure on you in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do agree with that. Thank you for sharing, Candice. That is a very nice answer. That I think it's really important to evaluate, to reflect on the problems about the impulses that come to our mind that can, influence our action. So I think it's really important to have an understanding about what are actually the problems and how to evaluate and find the small actions, the specific solutions that we can do in order to tackle this kind of daily problems that we face. Thanks, Candice, for sharing that. Okay, we would like to call any other audience to engage with us. So we have Rangga Makaleo. Rangga Makaleo, do you want to give your question to Candice? Or maybe Nur Aima Febriana?
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. I think we can go for Rangga first. Or...
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. My name is Rangga from Jakarta. For me, Candice, how the digital world affecting our youth, and what do you think about the technology addiction, negative and positive impact? And do you know during pandemic, youth is forced to study online? What is your perspective about this? Since I think it's decreasing the youth mind or understanding by doing online class instead of common school. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. And definitely technology has made a huge impact on our daily life, especially when it comes to education, because we know that without technology, this webinar cannot happen. And a lot of online learning, for example, is there because of technology. And I think you mentioned an important point that there are risks related to technology. That, for example, we see the increasing online violence, and we see that, for example, data protection is an issue nowadays, that we are turning more to the digital world. And I think that we have to balance the risk and also the benefit. We cannot avoid technology anymore. Like, even though it may bring such potential risk, we have to get to the balance that we mitigate the risk and then get the benefit of the internet and technology. And I think one important aspect is that technology may potentially widen our inequality. As I mentioned before, people with internet and people without internet will have a huge impact on their life, on whether they can access education, whether they can access work opportunity. And that is something that we have to tackle. And I think for Generation Z, because we are pro-equity and we are more inclusive than ever, we actually have the power in, for example, influencing the government, putting pressure on them that when some kind of technology was rolled out, they have to take equity in mind to make sure everyone have access to, and also to protect the most vulnerable people. For example, we see that women tends to be the victims of online violence, that we can put pressure on legislation to pass on some of the legislation to protect women, for example. So I think there's lots of work to do in regarding to the impacts of technology on the society. But I'm hopeful that with today's generation, that we can find a way of mitigating some of the risks associated with technology.
Okay, thank you very much. Well said, Miss Candice.
Thank you, Candice. Maybe we can go to the last question from Nur Aima. Maybe you can go pretty straightforward, Miss Nur Aima.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this wonderful webinar, and to Miss Candice, you offer like a really impactful story, which is really inspiring as well. So anyway, when your guys like doing conversation, I'm really interested in the point of globalization and the tech and internet itself, And yeah, I believe that everyone's supposed to have access to the internet, but like in fact, in reality, it's not the case, you know. And so, especially in Indonesia, it's a really huge country, and so my questions is actually related to the previous questions about having access, but for me, I wonder, what do you think about this issue about the, you know, the rural area and then students who are living in the city, and do you think that it will create like a huge gap between this group of people who live in the rural area and then in the city, and perhaps you have like in mind any solution that we can do for this kind of issue? So yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, over to you, Candice.
Thank you. And I think you touched a very important concept here. It's called digital divide, that some people have access. For example, we see that generally the urban population will have more access than the rural population. And it happens also here in Vietnam that we see a lot of ethnic minority population in the mountainous area have no access to the internet and technology. And I'm happy that you touched on that point. And in regards to how we young people can act towards this kind of inequality, I think there are several different ways. And I think, first of all, I think it's very important to do some research on it, to learn, and also to reflect on the cause. So we have to understand, why is it the problem? Why some areas have technology, some area doesn't, and what are the impacts that will be caused if something like this happen. And the second thing is, after you do research, you learn more about the issue, try to identify an entry point where you can take action. So that can be, for example, noting which department is handling this issue, knowing which government counterpart is accountable, knowing who are the activists that are advocating for this issue, what are the NGOs that are acting on this issue, etc., etc. So I think there must be an entry point, but I think in order to do that, you have to know the stakeholder around this issue. And I think finally, you may take action by identifying where young people can add value to. So for example, I can see that some young people are starting projects like, there's an example from Philippines. I think there was an NGO called VTech, which is a program to help girls to learn STEM and coding. So I think that is an excellent examples of how young people can start some community project. But then if you think that this is too much, you can also doing it by influencing the government, or to advocate for your point. For example, by writing something to the government, having your friends around you to discuss the topic, and then to identify some potential key messages, and then to start advocating in this area. So I think there are lots of potential of doing this. I'm just listing like a few examples, but do research on this issue. And I believe you will find where you can add value to.
Okay, thank you, Candice, for the answer, and also thank you for all of the people who have already thrown the questions to the for Candice by putting it in the chat box, and also the people who raised their hands as well. I'm so sorry, because we are running out of time. We cannot let you accommodate all of your questions here. So maybe you can reach out to Candice by reaching out to her directly by her social media. So maybe Candice will be putting her social media in the chat box, and then you guys can maybe throw the questions asked directly to her on LinkedIn or any other social media that she has. All right, thank you, Candice Lau, for your time, and also the dedication to always contribute by unleashing the youth potential. It is our greatest pleasure to have you talking in the 5th NEMO. We really hope that you keep doing what you are doing and be the source of inspiration for our young generation. So for the last session, there is a little souvenir as a symbol of appreciation, and to keep the memories of today's event. So we hope you like it. So that before we finish the first session and say goodbye to Candice, maybe we can take a picture with everyone in the room. So for those whose the cameras are not on yet, please turn on the camera for the photo session so that we can directly go to the last session, taking photos together. All right. The committee, would you like to help us with the photo session? Oh, that's so cute. Look at that photo.
This is such an excellent drawing. Thank you so much. It's very cute.
Yeah, we hope you like it, Candice. And I hope that we can have another opportunity so that we can talk more about how to be agile youth in the digitalization era. So, okay, maybe we'll be waiting for the committee 2 minutes for the photo session. Okay, so is everyone ready? Maybe the committee can take the pictures. Who wants to help me with the photo session? Committee, please. Okay, it is full screen now. All right, I don't know how many pages that we have here. It's 37 slides. I don't think that we can cover everyone in the room. Yeah, it's okay. I think, wait. Okay, so let's take a picture, guys. In 3, 2, 1, take a picture. Smile. Okay, once more. Freestyle. We always have freestyle here. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. Thank you, Candice. Thank you, committee. Thank you, everyone who has already participated in today's event. So we will be taking a break before we are going to the next session, to the second speaker. So before we are going to the second session, we will be having a performance. So that the performance will be explained more by the MC. So I think that's all for me for the first session. I'm so sorry for not accommodating all of the questions. Maybe in the next session, you still can be active and participate to the event. So make sure you are not leaving the room, because the second speaker will be coming soon, and then the topic will be also inspirational. So over to you, MC, Hasna, and also Elsa. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Farhan and Candice, for the amazing talk show. Well, there are so many questions during the talk show. So thank you for all participants who already be proactive in this first session. And of course, this event can be succeed without the support from our dear sponsor. So we would like to thank PT Perkebunan Nusantara 3 and PT Jasara Harja as our sponsor for their full support in this event.
Okay, therefore let's watch together a video about PT Jasara Harja. Enjoy watching!
PT Jasa Raharja telah melakukan lompatan besar dan sampai pada sebuah titik penting di era ini, transformasi digital. Pencapaian yang merupakan bagian dari sebuah perjalanan sepanjang 60 tahun.
So that's the video about PT Jasara Harja. Anyway, Hasna, you know what? I can't wait for the next agenda. And what are we gonna have next, Hasna?
Okay, we will bring you all a special performance from Kak Tenggo. So, Tenggo Wicaksono is a YouTuber as well as a singer. And in every performance, Kak Tenggo is always accompanied by his dolls that can sing. Their names are Jojo, Randy, Onchu, and Grandpa.
Wow, since Tango is already here in the room, I want to greet him first. Hello, Katengo. Oh my God. Thank you so much for your attendance, Katengo. How do you feel today?
Hi.
Hi. How do you feel today, Katengo?
I'm feeling great. How about you?
We're feeling great too. Thank you.
Okay. What?
Okay, since Katengo is ready, so everyone, here we go. Let us all give a round of reaction for Tengo Wicaksono.
Okay. So guys, good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing great. Today I'm gonna sing a song for you, but I'm not alone. As you know, like I'm with my friends. So I hope you enjoy the show, okay? So the first song I'm gonna sing Lemonade guy, okay? So this is for you. She's my sunshine in the rain, my Tylenol when I'm in pain, yeah. Let me tell you what she means to me. Like a tall glass of lemonade, it's going hard on summer day. She's exactly what I need. She's soothing like the ocean rising on the sand. She takes care of me, baby. She helps me be a better man. She's so beautiful. Sometimes I stop to close my eyes. She's exactly what I need. She's my smile when I'm feeling blue. She's my good night's sleep when the day is through, yeah. She's exactly what I need. Kinda like the feeling after your first kiss. Excited every day, exactly like this. She's exactly what I need. Ooh yeah, she's soothing like the ocean rushing on the sand. She takes care of me, baby. She helps me be wherever I am. She's so beautiful. Sometimes I stop to close my eyes. She's exactly what I need. She's shooting like the ocean rising on the sand. She takes care of me, great. She helps me be a better man. She's so beautiful. Sometimes I stop to close my eyes. She's exactly what I need. Ayo Gang, giliran Agang. She's exactly what I need. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. What an amazing performance from Katengo. Big applause and thank you so much, Katengo.
Thank you so much, honey.
Oh my God, so cute.
Oh my God. That's so heartwarming. Or we can call it as Kyowo, ya. Thank you so
Kiyowo,
much.
Ingnida, Randy Ingnida, nang aku Jojo ngaining is Jojo.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Thank you so much, Kak Tenggo, for your amazing performance.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next talk show, that we will present an awesome speaker, Kak Jovial de Lopez. Hasna, what we gonna have next nih?
Okay, after we watch the performance from Kak Tenggo with his cute doll, and the next agenda, it is the next talk show that will be guided by Kak Farhan Dithami again as the moderator. So, Kak Farhan, are you ready to guide the next agenda?
I'm super ready, guys.
Okay, since Kak Farhan is ready enough, so to Kak Farhan Dirhami, the highlight is yours.
All right, I will not be using my pantun again. Roses are red, violets are blue. Okay, so wait. I think it's important to have a ice breaking. It's important to lose our muscles, the joints, because we've been sitting for hours right now, and then we will be sitting for another hour. So I think it's really important to have a little bit of exercise right now, guys. All right, so I will be wanting you to. Sorry, boleh di hold. Okay. So I think the committee will be wants to say something. So over to committee.
Okay, Kak Farhan, I'm so sorry. I apologize because there is one more songs from Kak Tenggo. Can we hear it again? Maybe I think that the participants is also excited to hear it again. The performance from Kak Tenggo Wicaksono. How about that, Kak Farhan?
Let's go. I'm so sorry, Kak Tenggo, for taking your opportunity.
Sorry, Kak Tenggo.
That's okay. That's okay.
Let's do it again, Mr. Tenggo.
Okay, so another song. Before I sing, Randy want to say something to Elsa and Hasna. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tenggo. I don't know, but I don't know if today is Sunday. Why? Because I just wanna with you someday.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
So wait. I have another. Elsa, Hasna.
Yes.
Are you a pirate? Are you a pirate?
I think I'm not.
Why?
Oh no, good. I think you are the pirates because you just hijacking my heart.
Oh,
That's so cute.
That's good, Randy.
Yeah, Elsa, Hasna, I have a lot of kickoff line. Yeah. Good. If you want hear more the kickoff line, you have to be my girlfriend first, okay?
Oh my God. I think I
Wow.
Good. I don't wanna give my kickoff line to moderator because he is a boy.
Okay.
Okay, Kak Farhan, so sorry. It's for me and Kak Elsa, ya.
Yeah, just for you too, honey. So, Randy, what song that you want to sing right now? I'm gonna sing Location Unknown. Oh, okay. So, Jojo, are you ready? Joe, hey, wake up. Okay, Tingo, let's do this. Tuh ada yang kongen tuh, boneka aja berani. Lu jangan pada cengen dong. Ini cewek banyak masih lu diam-diam aja sih. Traveling places and ensuing ages, but I hope you come back to me. Now I'm running wild. Gue kira tidur. I'm far away.
I still think of you 100 times a day. I still think of you too. If only you knew. When I'm off real good now ain't no wanna go through. I look over your photograph and I think how much I miss you. I miss you. Jojo. I wish I knew where I was, cause I don't have a clue. I just need to work out some way of getting it to you. Cause I will never find love like ours out here in a million years. A million years. My location I know, trying to find a way back home to you again. Gonna get back to you, gonna get back to you. My location I know, trying to find a way back home to you again. Gotta get back to you, gotta get back to you. I just need to know that you're safe, given that I'm miles away. On the first flight back to your side, I don't care how long it takes, I know you will do it. On the first flight back to your side, traveling places and ensuing ages. But I hope you come back to me. Long surrounding world with you far away. I still think of you 100 times a day. Jojo sini Jo. I still think of you too. Aduh nih bukan Jojo nih. Nih kakek-kakek nih. I just need to work out some way of getting it to you. Cause I will never find a love like ours out here in a million years. Million years. My location I know, trying to find a way back home to you again. Gotta get back to you, gotta get back to you. My location I know, trying to find a way back home to you again. Gotta get back to you, gotta get back to you. I just need to know that you're safe, given that I was away. On the first flight back to your side, I don't care how long it takes, I know you will do it. On the first flight back to your side. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Kak Tenggo, Jojo, Randy, Onci, and Grandpa.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really boost my mood, and also maybe the participant is also boost their mood ya. Thank you so much Kak Tenggo for
Thank you so much
performance.
sayang. Iya iya enggak kok sayang.
Thank you Randy.
Iya cinta. Dah, terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me Nengo International Webinar ya.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Ya.
That's so cute. Oh my god. Thank you Kak Tenggo. See you.
All right. Next, we give it back to Kak Farhan. Are you ready, Kak Farhan?
Let's go, let's go.
Okay, so here is the next talk show that will be guided by Kak Farhan. Kak Farhan, the highlight is yours.
Thank you, Hasna. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you, Katengu Wicaksono, for the energizer. Oh my God, that was a very good performance, I think. Wow. And it's really funny. I've never heard that there is a old man who is having a toothache and then singing. That is surprisingly a very good voice. I mean, I cannot sing, so that it sounds like really good. Thank you. Thanks for giving your performance, Katengo Wijaksono. All right, maybe we will be going to the talk show in the second session. We will be having another speaker, so everyone should be energized for the second session. Still the same thing, in order to achieve the best the best benefit out of this event. You know how to do that? Okay. The first is you have to engage with the event, maybe as simple as turn on the camera so everyone can look at your face, do the networking and stuff like that. And then by asking the questions to us, you can simply just put your questions in the chat box, or you can also simply just raise your hand and I will give the floor to you and ask directly to our second speaker. So before we go into the second speaker, I think it's really nice to have a relaxed session, guys. So I think I just want to invite you to a simple exercise here. So it's as simple as you just what is that, like sit or stand up is also okay if you want to do that. Just be relaxed as much as you can. So it is basically a breathing exercise. It's 11 seconds breathing exercise. Simply you can take or intake breath inside. What is the English of that? Okay, so you can take the breath for 3 seconds and then breath out for 6 seconds. All right, let's go. Take the breath for 3 seconds. Hold it for 1 second. Okay, release your breath for 6 seconds. Stop it for 1 second. Take it again, 3 seconds. Hold it for 1 second, and then release that out for 6 seconds. I think that's really helpful for us in order to have a new start again, because our second speaker is really inspiring. He is really well known. You must be knowing him, and then we'll be we will be listening to him about what are the things that maybe he is currently doing, because I know that what I have learned and listened to other people, that he's leaving YouTube platform. Okay. All right. So we will be calling Kak Antonio Infloresca Jovialsra da Lopez, or better known as Jovial da Lopez. He is an Indonesian actor, comedian, YouTuber, and Kak Jovi, or Jovial, or who is familiarly called Jovi, is the older brother of Andovida Lopez. So that together he is a popular YouTuber through the Skinny Indonesian 24 account. Kak Jovi is a graduate of the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences at the University of Indonesia, majoring in physics. I bet you guys have known Kak Jo, so let's give a warm welcome with a big round of applause to Jovial da Lopez.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Kak Jo.
Good morning.
Okay, so my name is Farhan, Kak. So we will be having more discussions.
Hello, Farhan.
Hello, Kak Jovi. It's our first time to have a discussion like this. It's very honored for me to have a talk with you. So we will be having so many conversations about how to gain new perspectives in order to the second session is about the how to maximize our passions to become a superior youth. So I know that you are really passionate in YouTube for 10 years, and there is something big there was something big coming that you left YouTube. So maybe we can have some more discussions about that. But maybe if you aren't satisfied with what I have introduced you earlier, so maybe you can have the floor to introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jovela Lopez. I am an ex-YouTuber. That is a fun fact. I used to have a YouTube channel for 10 years. Now I am I'm still creating content, but I guess I'm not creating content on Skinny Indonesian 24's YouTube. Apart from that, I am also with Andovi, with my little brother. We are writing a book right now to tell the story of our YouTube journey of the past 10 years. And apart from that, I'm also creating a game. It's not an online game. I'm not creating a game on the phone. It's an offline game, a game where you have to play with your friends. So it's a game for 4 to 6 people where you guys just sit down and find the solution. It sounds boring, but it is very fun. It is very fun because it is a game. So that is what I'm doing. And also another thing, I am currently building a school in Flores. So through kitabisa.com, I've gathered some funds so that I can build a school in Flores. So that is a pretty simple introduction of what I'm doing right now. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Kak Jovi. Okay, so I think everyone can raise their hand, give hi to Kak Jovi. It is really nice to have you here, Kak Jovi. So we will be knowing more things about your current activities because it is a turn back point. I think it's a turning point when you are when you were known as a YouTuber, but now you have another personal identification. Maybe you can go to another personal branding. So maybe when we are talking about that, how would you like to be known for now?
Oh, I guess I'm still a content creator. So you can call me a content creator.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so still content creator yeah, with social impacts for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yes, still, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. All right, thank you, Kak Jovi. Okay, Kak Jovi still want to put out content on social media, right? So maybe the platform of YouTube is not an option for you right now. So what are actually the other options that you want to communicate with your audience, sharing positive values in what platform? Is it online platform or offline platform? What is the platform?
That is a very good question. Because like the other obvious platforms are Instagram and TikTok, right? But to be honest, I'm not really active on Instagram or TikTok. Like I don't really post stories. I don't really post Instagram posts. I don't really post reels. I don't really post IGTVs or I don't post TikToks. Why? It's not that I don't like the platform. I do like those platforms. It's just that I am more interested in making a long form content. So I'm really not a 1 minute, 15 second, 30 second type of content maker. I really make long form content like DPR musical and stuff like that. So right now I am currently creating content for people, but on their platform. So for example, I'm currently creating that's on their platform. I'm currently creating a content for an event, and that's on their platform. Still with my style, but just not on my YouTube channel anymore.
Okay, so that's the bloopers, yeah. So the teaser about the platforms that you will be active in the next steps in your life, right? So yeah, you will be making contents with your own style for the brands. For example, I have already seen your campaign for running in the Pakari Sweat program, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
Do you have any interest in sport right now, or you've been paying interest in sport since?
Oh, I for a long time.
Oh.
I've loved running since I was a little kid, because my dad used to run and he was like, any of the kids come with me running. Andovi did not want to, my big brother did not want to, so only I came. So I went with him running, but I only ran around like 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. After joining Pokari, like the first day I joined, they told me 5 kilometers, that's just for fun. You have to run 16 kilometers. And I was like, what? You have to run 16? And they're like, yeah, you can do it. I'm like, what do you mean I can do it? I've never done 16 kilometers in my life. They're like, if you can do 5, it's just 3 times and a little more. And I'm like, oh God. So I did that. It's actually, right? Like I was scared. For the very first meeting, I was very scared because they're like, you have to run 16. Because my goal was to run 21 kilometers, which is a half marathon, right? A marathon is 42, a half marathon is 21. So they're like, to run 21, you have to be able to run 16 kilometers easily. But then I told them I only run 5. So they told me the secret. The secret is if you run 5 kilometers at a certain pace, just go slower and try run 16. So I was like, okay. And when I did that, I did it. I mean, I took a break 2 times, like the the very first few times, but then you can do it. So for anyone who wants to try, it's very possible. But other than that, I love basketball. I watch football. So I watch all sports, F1. I watch all types of sport.
All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Kak Jovi. I think it's really interesting when you mention about the try to make it a little bit slower when you want to achieve 16 kilometers instead of 5 that you regularly do. I think I can reflect that to any other point in life. When, for example, like when you were developing your YouTube channel for 10 years, you know that it's gonna be a long journey, right? So I think the most important thing is consistency. It's not about how we sprint, but it's about the little steps that we want to do, that we do daily in order to achieve the bigger milestones, the bigger goals that we want to achieve in the future, right? So I think the first question that is related to today's theme is that about the passion, about the inner motivation that you are currently doing. Because at the first, I think even you back then was a YouTuber, and currently right now you're still a content creator, but with different styles maybe. I think it's still the same. You are trying to contribute to the society with the positive values that you have. You are really enthusiastic about the education of Indonesia. So maybe you can share to us about what are actually the inner motivations behind this. What are your passions? Why are you really passionate about Indonesia's education, to be precise?
That is a great question. Why am I passionate? I don't know. This is a very long story. I'll try to shorten it. So I was a diplomatic kid, right? So my mom is a diplomat. So as a kid, I traveled all around the world. And when we go to other countries, because you are a diplomatic kid, you kind of represent your country. Although you're not asked to represent your country, but since you're a diplomatic kid, you are that Indonesian guy, right? You're always, oh, Jovial, the Indonesian guy. It's not like, oh, Jovi yang gemuk, atau Jovi yang kurus, atau Jovi yang tinggi. It's always Jovi, the Indonesian guy, right? With that badge, right, when you represent a country, you can't really, I mean, you can have fun, but you kind of have a certain pride. You want to show that your country is up there with all the other countries, with England, with France, with Denmark, with the US, with African countries, with Japan, Korea, China. So I always have to show myself that I am the best of who I am. And as a result, I always get, like, for example, like if you have ranking here, right? I always get like top 3 ranking. So Indonesia is always 1, 2, 3 abroad. But then like when I come here, when I come back here, we have very low self-esteem. Like every time there's a white man coming or there's like a foreigner, we always feel that that foreigner is above us somehow. But through my life experience, I have experienced that Indonesians are equal or even better than foreigners in terms of everything, of sports, knowledge, everything. And then I look into it. Why? And I think one of the biggest factors and contributors to that is education, right? Why was I so confident amongst all these other people, amongst the international kids? It was because I had the same education as them. I mean, I was not in the same, I didn't have the same income. My family didn't make as much money as their families made, but it was because of our education. So I felt that if Indonesia, I mean, you guys have a good education, but if the whole nation had an education of a certain level, we would be so comfortable internationally. We would be so easy to compete. It would be so easy for us to compete with outside nations. It would be so easy for us to compete globally. And that was the most initial thought of why I really care about education. But then as I grow in this entertainment industry, I realized why I like it even more, why I care about it even more. So we always wonder why Indonesians love to watch Cinetrons and FTVs and all these things where we, like, a lot of the smart people consider this entertainment as shit, right? But why do most Indonesians love it, right? Why do we love this kind of entertainment? Why do we love the drama? Why do we love the sensation? Why do we love it when someone does something wrong? We talk about it for days. And it's because our education. I mean, someone made a study that the average IQ of this nation is 87, right? 87. It's not a great number. I mean, there are countries worse than us. It's not a great number, but it's still 87. And what does 87 mean? 87 means you cannot think critically. So critical thinking is not in your habit. You just like to you only understand the things you want to understand or you can understand. Every time there's a concept beyond your understanding, you refuse to try to think. You don't want to think. That's why all the entertainment only give Indonesians what they already know. Love. Problems in high school. More love. Sensational stuff. Because if they give you content that forces you to think, people refuse to think. And when they refuse to think, they turn off their TVs. And when they turn off their TVs, the TV station basically don't get any money. So they always push out shit content, but because that is the only type of content Indonesian people understand. In general, I'm pretty sure you guys are smart people, you guys watch other stuff. But in general, that is what the people watch. So that is what the producers give. And by knowing that, I'm even more on fire. Like I'm even like, guys, we gotta smarten up. Like the nation gotta be even smarter so that the industry doesn't keep on pushing very bad content because they think we are dumb. So that's it. I'm so sorry, it's a long answer. I always give long answers. But hopefully that kind of answers why I'm very, very much into education.
Wow. I mean, I'm not regretting that I heard about your long answer because it was a very bold answer. I do understand and agree with your statement about the maybe that's the only content that most of Indonesians hear and understand, especially with the entertainment, with the sensational contents. I also have ever heard that when you talked about that thing in the narasi, right? So yeah, that was really important to note that by improving our education, we are also improving people's life, right? So that maybe the next question about this is how does education contribute to your personal quality of life, especially in your career or in your clarity of values, in order to perceive about what are the things that are important to you. So I think it is hard to make a decision to leave YouTube and then seek for any other things, because yeah, you know, social impact is something that not everyone care about. So yeah, lucky us for thinking that social impact is something important, especially through education, right? So what are actually the impacts of the education to your decision making or to your daily activity in general?
I mean, it's everything. It impacts everything, because I wouldn't say it's the education itself. I would say it's the educational system, right? For example, what does math do to my life? I mean, it helps me learn math. but the system of which I learn, how I learn math, how I learn to critically think, how I learn the English language, how I learn foreign languages, how I learn science. That's the foundation of how I think, right? I think that is the main weakness of things here, right? Since you're young, you are forced to remember. So your brain is basically just a memory card. Your brain is not a processor. Your brain is not an Intel i9, it's not. Your brain is forced to become a memory card. Kamu harus ingat sejarah, you have to remember 16 subjects. You have to remember. When there's a problem that is not in the memory, you get confused because you're like, wait, I did not remember this. But when you train your brain to become a processor, you start processing things, right? Every time there's a problem that comes into your mind, you think, oh, maybe it's not in the memory, but then you think you are a processor. You're like, okay, let me process this. Let me think what is a solution. You think critically. So I guess that is the biggest impact of my education had on me. Because when I see things, I don't relate them to the memories I have. I try to process and I try to think the solution and what can be a better outcome for whatever is happening. That is one of the aspects. So when you have a good system of learning, you just you really develop how you think. But secondly, I think, is the friends, because in an education system you meet other people, and I think that is the key. You meet people at your level, right? When you're at a university, in your class, you meet all people of your level, people who want to learn the same as you, people who got the same grades as you in school. You meet them, and through that you have conversations. And I guess I think that is the most key thing, because through conversations you can see other people's perspectives. You can see what is right for them, because as you live, you always think about what is right for you. But then when you meet other people, you will know, oh, they think this way. Oh, you think this way. Oh, she thinks this way. And that opens up more perspectives. And that is the key. I think that is the key for living tolerantly, for living in a plural nation, is knowing different perspectives. When you're stuck in one perspective, I'm not saying you're wrong, but your life is not as colorful because there are so many perspectives in life, and you can see things through so many different lenses, and it will just make everything, I guess you will not be so confrontational with what other people are thinking. I guess that's it.
Wow, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. When we know about many other perspectives, maybe it can create another unique understanding about how we perceive about the problem, right? So yeah, thinking about the thinking process, you were talking about, it's not only the education but the education system in general. So maybe back then when I was in elementary school, we were taught to be the memory card. I do agree with that. We were finding hard times to have the personal reflection moment with ourselves about how we think about our lives, right? So it is something that's actually really foundational, that is really fundamental for us to think about our life, especially about what are the things that are important to our life, right? So let's take a chill pill for a moment, because because when we are talking about the education, maybe it's frustrating for some people, because it's college life. Maybe some people are having difficulties with scriptsy and stuff like that. Let's take a chill pill and then talk about how to find the fun in the learning process that we are currently taking in our life. So what are actually the steps or exercise or maybe other methods that maybe you can recommend to the audience right now about how to make learning can also be fun and find that kind of passion or something in our life?
Oh, that is very interesting, guys. Wow, that's a great question. How do you make learning fun? Wow. Okay, I guess I have to think from my experience. How was learning fun? First of all, I mean, you have to enjoy the subject, right? When you do things you don't enjoy, it is not fun anymore. But I guess from my experience, learning is fun first when you have a great teacher, right? When you don't just have a boring teacher or a lecturer, that makes learning fun. But then again, I guess learning is fun when I personally want to know more about the subject. Because learning is not fun when you're just given things to think about, but you have no interest in it. You're like, okay, let me think about this problem, but really I don't care about it, right? But when you actually care about the problem, no matter how difficult things are, it becomes fun because you want to find a solution. You want to find, and the solution will satisfy you. Hence, that is fun. When you do something that satisfies, it becomes fun. So I guess find what you are interested in. And I guess in your age, it's fine to try many things. To try many things, it is cool. It is totally normal. I want to try this, I want to try that. But don't ignore the voice in your heart. When you're doing something and the voice in your heart says, I really like this. It is sometimes it is difficult to listen to that voice, but it will tell you that this is what you like. And you should really try to pursue it. It is those things. It is, and sometimes you think it's wrong because not many people are doing this, not a lot of people are doing this, but you should really pursue it because the voice of your heart really reflects what you really want. So for example, I'm going to give you an example, right? I was in YouTube for a long time. And I was there since 2011. And around 2016, 2017, the YouTube system kind of changed. So the contents that got to trending or the contents that people really talk about are like TV types of content, right? Drama, gossip, sensation, going to someone's house, talking about someone's problem. While if you see like YouTube before then, it was creativity. People just made things out of thin air. Like, oh, I want to make a sketch about whatever in the world. And that was YouTube. So I knew the formula for success. So basically, Andovi and I, we know like, oh, so in order for us to succeed in YouTube at this time, we basically just have to make this. It's not that hard. Basically, we can go to a friend's house, start a fight, or start some sort of drama, and we will get views. But we refuse that because the voice in our heart was really against that. If we listen to the money, we had to do what the nation was doing because the money was there. But the voice in our heart, really, we didn't really like this type of content. So we kept on pushing with what we liked. We kept on pushing. I mean, in perspective, it wasn't as successful as the other content that was being spotlighted by the nation. But it was a personal journey. Because through that journey, we got DPR Musical. Through that journey, we got Prabowo versus Jokowi. It was that journey that took us to the great videos. If we just listen to the other people around us, or if we just listen to the system, or we just listen to whatever was good at the time, we would end up making the same content as other people. And I'm not saying that is wrong, but you wouldn't find that inner voice. You wouldn't find that, you wouldn't really show who you are. And that is such a shame. That's such a waste because you live your own life. You're not living other people's lives. So listening to your inner voice is really hard, but I guess this is not a short-term game. This is a long-term game. If you really want to succeed and be known for a long time, you really have to be yourself and listen to your inner voice.
Wow, it's so cool. Yeah. I do agree
Guys,
with
I'm so
that.
sorry. Like, I know people give short answers. I always give essays, right? I always like.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, like, you can engage with the your answer with the stories. You relate that with your stories, which is something good to explain to the audience, right? Yeah, I do agree with that because from the information is that the science behind our brain is that the rational brain only account for 5 to 10% of our brain, and then the rest is the emotional brain. So we should be able to seek for what are the things needed by the emotional brain. So that's really good when you mention about here about the inner voice, about the internal communication inside of us, but listen to our heart. That's actually we give the materials, we give the things needed by our emotional brain, which account for the majority of our decision making or how we provide arguments in the forum, right? So I think that's a very important thing when you mention about that. Kajovi, thank you for mentioning about that. Okay, so you have already mentioned about the importance of education, about the listen to the heart, about the just try new things and stuff like that. So let's talk about what are the mistakes that maybe you have ever done and you don't want the people in the room, the young generations, to do the same thing, or maybe what are the things that should the young generations anticipate about the failure in the stages of life, or should we just not anticipate that or just face the challenges just like by that in order to make ourselves be strong or something like that? So do you have any opinion about this?
Oh, okay. So if I have to look back, I wish I was more brave. I've said this in many places. If I look back, there are many moments in life where I didn't take or I didn't do because I was scared of the outcome. I was scared of the outcome, like it would fail me. The outcome would not be what I expected it is. But it is so true. I mean, it is such a cliche, but you always just have to do it. I mean, it's Nike got it right. And you just have to do it because whatever the result is, you will learn from it. That is so true. And I learned this really late. I learned this when I was 29, because right now I'm 31. I'm still as young. I'm still young like you guys. But whatever the outcome is, I guess it is as important as the process. That is something that I wish I did more, because when I was younger, I really wanted to do things that was surely a hit. So if I did this, I knew I would get the result. I wish I was more brave. So that was one. Second of all, I guess I wish I respected time, right? Because when you're young, you feel like you have all the time in the world. So like you binge watch content, you're on TikTok 10 hours a day. But then you realize time is actually very valuable and you can spend it on better things. I'm not saying you should cut out the fun stuff, but you should really balance between the fun stuff and the serious stuff. Because, I mean, if you take life for fun, right? Like, let's say you only want to watch the fun stuff, you only want to watch content, you don't want to think. It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit and maybe this doesn't feel wrong at 18, 19, but when you're doing this at the age of 27, 30, when you have kids, it's a problem. But you built that habit since you were young. The habit of, let's not respect time. Let's just watch TikTok 10 hours a day. That is a habit that is built since you're young. So if you can fix that, let me watch TikTok only 2 hours a day, but then let me do something useful 3 hours, 2 hours a day. It becomes a habit as you grow old, and you will see the results. So I guess that's it, because I really felt that personally. When we wanted to make DPR Musical, when we wanted to make Pensi, when we want to make YouTube's Got Talent, we couldn't really treat this as if we were making a YouTube video. Because if you treat this as if you're making a YouTube video, like you're only doing it for fun, you're doing it with friends, it doesn't become something greater than it is. It just becomes a fun video. But when you want to make a video with impact, you really have to put the time into it. You really have to put your thought into it. You have to really put your heart into it. And when you want to do that, right? When you want to put time, when you want to put thought, energy, and heart, that requires time. But when all the time you have, you use just for the fun things, you're not going to be able to put heart, energy, and just thought into it, because all the time you use for fun. And that was a pretty difficult transition, because we're like, we still think we're YouTubers, but we kind of want to make film-like content. So we have to grow. We have to grow from we're having fun to this is serious. And I guess we just, I guess for me, I really wish that we did this earlier, not at this stage of the career.
Wow, mindset shift. Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
cool. Yeah, that is really relevant as well to me. I got a very nice, a very meaningful life lesson from this random guy on TikTok.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So that, yeah, he mentioned about if you want your life to be easy, you should just take difficult options. Because we in daily life, we just have to deal with the options, right, in our life. So if we want our life to be difficult, just take the easy options. Easy options, what are those? Like watching TikToks, right? Watching TikToks all day, sleeping all day, or any kind of fun stuff without considering our future or something maybe. But the things that are really important, that really matter to our life, that can make ourselves fun, but it is easy options instead of taking our time to do the workout, running 16 kilometers, creating YouTube content and stuff. This
but
one
then again, but I must stress, Farhan, I must stress.
Yep.
Don't be overly ambitious as well. Like don't go like I have to put all my time into this. Have fun, but respect time. When you respect it, you will also use it for something useful. When you disrespect time, you will just use it for fun all the time.
All right, that's thank you for adding that. I think it's also important to have the balance between the things that we want to pursue and then the things that can make us fun, or something that can make the professional things can also be fun. Yeah, it's actually about the perspective, about how we perceive about the daily actions that we do, right? So thank you, Kak Jovi, for adding that point. That's important. Okay, let's hear more from the audience. Maybe as so many people are really interested to talk directly with you. And also we have lots of questions in the chat box. So I think we can.
Farhan, I must say you ask good questions. I've been to many talk shows.
Okay.
Good questions. Yes.
Wow, thank you,
That's
thank
good.
you. Yeah, we should be having another discussion.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's listen to the questions from the audience for a moment nih, Kak. Jadi we got Dava Mixi.
Okay.
Join us. Halo, Dava. Okay, a moment please, Kak. Okay, it's turning on the mic.
Hello, Kak.
Hello.
I'm Dava. Thank you for this opportunity. I have a question. In your
That's good.
opinion, what do you think about the biggest problem that facing young people today on find their passion? And what is the best way to handle it? That's
That
my
is
question.
great question. That is a great question. Okay. Okay, here's my answer. So what is the greatest challenge? In order to find yourself, I mean, this is so obvious, but it's so hard. In order to find yourself, you have to listen to yourself. But how can you listen to yourself if you're constantly seeing other people's success, if you're constantly seeing other people's life, if you're constantly in other people's lives? You are using your time to focus on other people other than you. So that is the greatest challenge. And why is that such a challenge today? Because that is the human lifestyle today. You wake up, you're on social media, right? You wake up, you see someone buying a Ferrari, you feel like shit. Oh my God, he has a Ferrari, I don't. He's only 16. Oh my God, I have done nothing with my life. That is the biggest problem today. You are constantly bombarded with so many other people's successes that you feel small. Guess what? Since before social media, everyone has had success. It's not because of social media people suddenly have success. People have had success way before social. Since the Egyptian time, people have had success. It's just that now it has come to your attention. And it is very sad because your attention should actually be on yourself. Your attention should be on, oh my God, orang ini lebih kaya dari gue, orang ini lebih cantik dari gue, lebih pintar dari gue. Your attention should mostly be on developing yourself. So okay, after listening to all this, what is the step? Here's a great step. Try shutting it down. Try shutting down the outside world. Because the outside world is really in your face at this time. Like you meet everyone, they talk about it. You don't want to listen about it, you know about it because everyone's talking about it. Try shutting it down. Try doing you and see whether you like it or not. But try pleasing yourself and then you will find the answer. And then when you open up to the outside world, right, it's like you will find the balance between you and society. But if you keep on listening to society, you become society, you don't become you. So I guess try it out. And if you say you're already not on social media, that's a good step. But if you're already not on social media, you should try working on you and listening to yourself.
Okay, thank you, Kak Jovi. So you should stop from the outside of the world and then start to connect with yourself in order to better understanding about ourselves. Okay, I think that's the thing that can be the answer from Kak Jovi. Thank you, Dava, for the question. All right, maybe we can continue to a minute, please. Regan in Lanu. Yeah, you can start.
Hi, Kak Jovi.
Hi, Regan.
I'm so excited to finally meet you. I have a question about by the massive development of the technology for the recent years, it was really affected to how the youth generations grow. It's kind of like two side of knife. I want to know what the perspective of you by this. Is that you're looking at this kind of problem is on positive ways or negative? You got my point, Kajo?
I got it, Regan. Thank you very much. That's a great question, Regan. If you guys have Netflix, please watch Social Dilemma. It kind of explains, right? You said, with technological advancements in our society, is this a positive thing or is it a negative thing? It really depends on how you use it, right? Because let's be real. The main objective of social media companies is money. YouTube wants as much money as possible. Twitter wants as much money. Instagram wants as much money. TikTok as well. How do they get money? It's very simple. How do these social media places get money? By having time spent on it. So the more you watch TikTok, the more money TikTok will generate. It's that simple because it's a free app, right? It is a free app. So the way they make money is by getting your time. That is why social media, I think right now, right, is going towards the negative. It's because they know how to hook a human being to a screen. That is their main objective. Their main objective is, let's keep people's eyes on our screens as long as possible. And usually by doing this, they don't put out good content, because usually people with good content, they get bored and they're like, oh, let me watch something else. Usually to get this objective, they put out bad sensational content because they know that's what keeps the human attention. But the negative side of that is that if you consume 4 hours of negativity, your brain becomes negative. If you consume junk food, your brain is just like your body. If you consume junk food, your body will not be healthy. If you consume bad content, you will have a bad brain. It's that simple. So just because all these companies want money, they make everyone have a bad brain. That is the most simple way of saying it. But let's not be that society, right? Just because Google wants billions of dollars, let's not be stupid just because Google wants billions, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram wants billions of dollars. Let's not be dumb. To explain, to understand more on this, I think you guys should really watch Social Dilemma. I really want you guys to watch this. And also, Skin Indonesian 24 also kind of made a video about this. It's called YouTube Lebih Dari TV. It's a video, it's our 5th last video. So Regan, hopefully that answers a part of your question.
Thank you, Kak Jovi. Thank you, Regan, for the question. You are what you consume, ya, Kak. Okay, I think that is that can represent the answer of Kak Jovi. Thank you.
Right. Wait, let me add, Farhan, because like for example, right? If you have a very gossipy friend, right, a friend who loves gossip. To be real, if you watch their FYP or if you see their YouTube home or Instagram page, mostly it's because they watch gossip. You are what you consume. It is very true. If you have a balance of consumption, right? If you consume gossip, but then you also consume thoughtful, meaningful stuff, you become a more complete human being, because you will understand what gossip is, but you will also understand what is necessary in our society, not just talking about people. I guess that adds to this. Yeah, I hope it helps.
Wow. There is also an important point to add to this discussion, Kak. I think it's important to be careful, be a little bit selective with what we consume in the digital media, because I think it can influence of how we think about, how we perceive about world and stuff like that. Yeah, it is also important if we can do a social media detox or something like that, in order to fully connect with ourselves about thinking what are the things that are really important to ourselves, and that can really help us to strategize what are the next steps in the future. Thank you, Kak Jovi, for adding that. Okay, maybe we can take one more question from other people who have already raised their hand. I think we can go with, wait a minute, please. Raul de Armando. Raul?
Hello, thank you
You
for
chose
the
Farhad, you chose
opportunity.
all guys. You didn't
Oh,
choose
really? Oh, okay. I'm so sorry for that.
Let's have
No,
Rahul and one more. Let's have Rahul and one more girl.
Yeah, I didn't mean it. So sorry.
Yeah.
Unconsciously.
May
Okay.
I continue? Okay, thank you for the opportunity to ask. So my question is actually related to hobbies and job. So is it okay for us to make our hobbies as a job? Because I have friends, they said that you don't do that, because you will get bored of your hobbies because you do your job every day and you will get bored. So what's your opinion about that?
This is it's a personal question because it's different from person to person. I can only answer from my life journey. My hobby became my job. So as you guys, I don't know if you guys know, I took nuclear physics in university, and I already had a career path. I already know what I'm going to do afterwards. But then in semester 7 and on the 7th semester and 8th semester, so basically nearing the end of my college years, I stumbled upon my little brother's YouTube channel. So making videos with him became a hobby while I was finishing my university and going into the real world for a real job. But then I listened to my heart, right? What made me happier? What was more fulfilling? And I had the luxury of doing that because I was young, right? If I had to take that choice when if I was at this age, I would probably say bye-bye YouTube and I would say hello nuclear stuff. Because when you're young, you don't have the luxury of, this is not the same for everyone, but you don't have a family to feed. You don't have that many responsibilities, right? So you have the luxury to become a little more freer and crazier. So my job became my hobby became my job. But then I must also state that is the Cinderella story, right? That's what everyone wants to hear. The reality is, in the beginning of my YouTube years, I was still a math and physics tutor. So maybe people didn't know this. So in order to have a steady stream of income, I was still a math tutor. I was still a physics tutor. I was teaching math and physics for high school kids. I was doing that because money is also important. As fulfilling it is to make yourself happy and listen to the inner voice, you also have to have steady money, because if you have money, you'll go crazy. You'll be nuts. You'll be like, oh my God, how do I eat? So I hope that answers your question. It depends on your situation right now, what you're going through, your age, what is your job, what is your hobby. It really depends. But my story can show you a side to just a perspective on that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I hope it answers to your question, Raul. Thank you for the question, and thank you, Kak Jovi, for the answer. Because we are almost running out of time, maybe we will be picking one more women. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So, just short question with short answer, Kak Jovi.
Yes. I have to keep it short.
Okay.
I will just say yes or no. Yes.
Yeah, super short. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we will be inviting Siti Kanisa.
Okay, thank you, Kak. So there is a thing that I want to ask to Kak Jo. Can you give us some motivation to everyone out there who's still afraid about their dream, who's still afraid of trying, who still think that the dreams nggak mungkin lah atau impossible to do, and maybe some tips and trick to them to get close to their dreams or make that dreams come true. So yeah, Kak, thank you.
Okay. No, okay, I can't do a long answer, so I have to do a short answer. I kind of posted this on my Instagram 2 years ago. Hopefully I still remember the quote. To answer your question, oh, I forgot the quote. So basically, I try to remember, I forgot. Basically, for me, I decided to go all out. I decided to be brave, to be crazy, to do everything I wanted to do. Once I realized this is the only life I have. You have to realize you only live once. I get it. It's the YOLO thing, right? People make it as a joke, but it's true. You only live once. You only get those chances once. Chances rarely do come. There rarely comes a second, third chance. I know in movies they probably come, but in real life, rarely comes. So whenever it presents itself, take it. Really, really take it. If you think you can do it, take it. Outcome later. Outcome, it's for tomorrow. Just take it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Kak Jovi. Thank you for the question, Siti Kanisa. YOLO is really important. Yeah. So you should be thinking that you really live only once, and I think it's relevant for everyone. We only live once, unless you have that opportunity to mati suri, for example. yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I think that is a very good closing that maybe Kak Jovi can give motivation to us that we only live once. We should be taking the opportunities ahead, and also keep doing what you are doing, make fun out of your activities and stuff. Maybe Kak Jovi also currently inspire youth through his social media. I see lots of inspirational contents out of his Instagram. I don't know if he is having TikTok right now or not. Do you play TikTok or no? No, not yet, I think.
I'm on my girlfriend's TikTok.
Okay.
I'm on my girlfriend's TikTok.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, you can reach out to Kak Jovi looking at the digital contents that he provide to the audience on his social media. So maybe Kak Jovi can provide it in the chat box, or you can simply just search it out on Google because it's all there, I think. So I think thank you, Kak Jovi Alda Lopez, for the energy and the dedication to always contribute to unleash the youth potential. It is actually our greatest pleasure to have you talking in the fifth NEMO. We really hope that you keep doing what you're doing, and good luck contributing for our young generation with your new books, films, contents, and everything. So actually, the next agenda is that we will be having, there is a little souvenir as a symbol of appreciation from us, and to keep the memories of today's moment, so that we hope that you like it.
Wow, the full name, guys. That is the full name.
The full name, the real name.
So, it's like my birth certificate. It's like my birth. Okay.
So your birth certificate name is this one, not Jovial de Lopez.
That is my birth. Even in my KTP, they shorten the Inforesca to E. So Antonino E. Jovialska. Yeah.
Too long, eh? Okay,
Too
but that's
long.
pretty unique. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Horo, thank you very much, guys.
All right, thank you, Kak. So that if
Bye. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a good day, Kak. So looking forward to have more discussions with you. Before you leave this room, maybe we can have a photo
session. Let's go.
As the last agenda. So maybe the comedy.
Someone wrote Horo on the chat. Horo is actually like language from where my dad is from, Maumere, Flores.
Okay.
I can't believe someone wrote that. That's pretty cool. Let's take a picture, guys.
Okay. Maybe the committee can help us with the photo session.
Okay, I'm gonna lead the photo session right now.
Okay, please, all of the participants, make your best pose, and also Kajo and Kafarhan, please make your best pose for this photo session. I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1, pose. Okay, and we're gonna do a freestyle. And in 3, 2, 1, pose. Okay, one more. 3, 2, 1, pose. Thank you, Kajo and Kafarhan.
Semuanya.
Oh, yes.
Oke, thank you semuanya.
Thank
Alright.
you, Kak Jovial.
Thank you, Kak Jovi. Good luck for
Bye
your activities.
semuanya.
All right, goodbye. All right, thank you, everyone. So that is basically the second session from the second speaker, Kak Jovial Lopez. It was really inspiring from two of the speakers that we have already got. The first is Candice Lau. So the first session we were talking about the strategies to become an agile youth in the digitalization era, and then just by then we just second session we were talking about the how to maximize our passions to become a superior youth. I hope that, and we hope everyone got the most benefit out of today's event. Thank you for 900 plus people who have already participated into this room. I am Muhammad Farhan Dirhami as your moderator. Would like to sign out. Thank you everyone for your time. I hope that we can meet again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Over to you, MC.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A million thank you for Kak Farhan Dirhami for guiding the talk show, and also thank you Kak Jovial Lopez for sharing with us today. So, what do you think, Elsa, about this today's talk show?
All right, it's such an insightful talk show, right, Hasna? We learn much about the importance of education, listen to your inner voice, and how to make learning fun, and how to respect time, and the other awesome insight from Kajovi today, Hasna.
Wow, we can learn much about that. That's right, Elsa. And also, this event can run well without the support of our sponsors. So here is a special thank you to our sponsors, PT Jasara Harja, and also PT Adimix Precast Indonesia that have supported this event.
All right. Next is the giving of mementos for Kak Farhan as moderator. So here is the little souvenir and certificate for Kak Farhan. Thank you so much, Kak Farhan, for guiding today's talk show with grace.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Farhan. See you next time.
See you.
Okay, Elsa. Now we will announce awards for the winner of the 5th National Economics Management Olympiad. Wow, this is the moment that we have been waiting from the start, right, Elsa?
Of course, it is, Hasna. So, here's the awards for the winner of the 5th National Economics Management Olympiad.
Happy watching, everyone. congratulations to all the winner of the 5th National Economics Management Olympiad. Your hard work and skill has set you apart from the rest, and hope it will bring you lots of success in the future.
Yes, but for those of you who haven't won the competition, it's totally fine because there is still a chance for all of you to participate again in the 6th NEMO next year.
That's right. And for all the participants, please don't leave this room because we have one more guest star to watch together. And of course, this event can succeed without the support from our sponsors. So we would like to thank PT Ademix Precast Indonesia as our sponsor for their support in this event. And therefore, let's watch together a video about PT Jasara Harja and PT Ademix Precast Indonesia. Enjoy watching! Okay, I think there is technical issues, but it's fine. And anyway, for those of participants that is about the attendance form will be shared by the committees at the end of the agenda. Okay, the committees, is it the video ready to watch together right now? Okay. Let's watch together a video about PT Jasara Harja and PT Ademix Precast Indonesia. Enjoy watching, everyone.
Percuma kendaraan bisa diandalkan kalau diri sendiri tidak bisa dikendalikan. Karena mengendalikan diri itu kunci keselamatan. Sebelum punya SIM, jangan mengemudi. Itu artinya kita belum teruji.
Ya kan gue lagi di jalan, mau gimana dong kalau misalkan keadaannya macet kayak gini mau gimana? Jadi sabar dong, gue aja bisa kok.
Jangan mengemudi kalau lagi emosi.
Gue gak peduli.
Woi Mbak, ayo dong jalan. Dasar mama.
Lihat lo ya, gue kejar lo ya.
Kendalikan diri, biar safety.
PT Ademix Precast Indonesia merupakan salah satu perusahaan nasional dengan fokus utama bisnis di bidang industri ready mix konkrit dan precast konkrit. Pengalaman usaha kami yang cukup lama dalam mendukung pelaksanaan pembangunan high-rise building, pembangunan pabrik, jalan dan jembatan, serta infrastruktur lainnya membuat Ademix terus berkembang dan kini telah memiliki 5 anak perusahaan yang kompeten dalam bidangnya. PT Ademix RMC Indonesia merupakan anak perusahaan yang bergerak di bidang ready mix konkrit atau beton siap pakai. Layanan beton siap pakai kini dapat dipesan secara retail melalui aplikasi e-commerce dengan link www.retail.ademix.co.id. PT Ademix PCI Indonesia merupakan anak perusahaan yang berfokus pada produksi beton pracetak, termasuk pemasangan atau instalasinya. Produk beton pracetak yang kami produksi antara lain girder, half slab, diagram wall, beam column system, spoon pile, seat pile, dan pre-slab. PT Indosarana Jaya Perkasa merupakan anak perusahaan yang bergerak di bidang sewa angkutan darat, pengoperasian, dan juga perawatan alat produksi yang mendukung aktivitas bisnis konstruksi. PT Abadi Prima Intikarya merupakan anak perusahaan dengan fokus utama pada bidang konstruksi bangunan dan penyediaan sistem begisting atau formwork system untuk bangunan gedung bertingkat tinggi. PT Buana Sabas Fatah merupakan anak perusahaan yang bergerak di bidang properti. Saat ini kami mengembangkan proyek kondominium dan hotel di lokasi strategis dekat Bandara Soekarno-Hatta.
Okay, that's a video about PT Jasara Harja and PT Adimix Precast Indonesia. Let's moving right along. We have a very special guest today. We will bring you a great performance from Eros Buana.
All right, but before we welcoming Aras Buana, Hasna, what is the song that Aras Buana produced that you like? Because I really like his song. The title, if you could see me crying in the room, we that collaborate with the girl. How about you, Hasna?
Okay, I like the about LMAO. I just broke up.
All right, I know that LMAO I just broke up is his last single, yeah. That's right, Hasna?
That's right, Elsa. And currently he has released 17 single songs.
That's true. And by the way, Aras Buana is not only a singer, but he's a singer, songwriter, actor, presenter too from Indonesia.
Wow, I think the participants is so excited to welcome Eros Buana, Elsa.
That's true. How about you guys? To all participants?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch his performance, Elsa. And I think so do the participants.
Maybe we can call Eras, right? Oh,
okay. Since Eros Buana is here with us, let's greet him first, Elsa. Hello, Kak Eras. Are you here?
Okay, maybe we should wait for Eras again. I see in the chat box, Eras still ngumpet. Okay, maybe we can wait for a while, yeah, for Eras Buana. Eras, please, from Aura Paramita. I think Aura is a big fan of Eras. Aura? Yay!
Okay, maybe we can call some participants to talk here, Elsa.
Maybe later or more, right now, because Kak Aras is already with us in the room. Yes, what's up? Yay, Kak Aras. Okay, hi Kak Aras.
Well, I think Kak Eros Buana isn't ready enough, Elsa. So I think we might talk to some participants here. How about Alda Savana? Are you there?
Hello.
Okay. So here is Kak Eros Buana is here, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you guys?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you, Kak Aras?
I'm good. I'm good as well. Thank you for asking.
Okay. How do you feel, Kak Eros, here with us and meet all the participants here? It is more than 900 here in our meeting.
To be honest, this is not what I expected on a Sunday morning. But yeah, it's very nice to see all of you guys. Hello.
Okay.
All right. Maybe without any further ado, please welcome Kak Eras Buana.
Okay. So for the first song, I want to sing one of my favorite songs that I wrote in 2020, and this is See You Tomorrow. Never would have thought it'd be you. After every single thing I've been through, 'cause I've been searching for a while, but I noticed when you smile, couldn't help but staring right back at you. I can't tell how far I could go, but probably the answers will show. 'Cause if we keep on moving on, and when all of this is done, oh, I know but still I'm wishing I could see you tomorrow. I'm sorry couldn't come give you cuddles, yeah. I'd spend every single day loving you in every way. I just wish that I can see you tomorrow. I've been told it's all just a phase. Then tell me why I'm stuck in this case. Falling deeper than I know. Maybe one day we will go for summer together. But still I'm wishing I can see you tomorrow. I'm sorry couldn't come get you cuddles, yeah. I'd spend every single day loving you in every way. Just wish that I can see you tomorrow. And I hope we'll be better with this letter and my sweater. So you know, I'll keep saying that I'm missing. Wish that I can see you tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry couldn't come give you flowers, yeah. I'd spend every single day loving you in every way. I wish that I can see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, I wish that I can see you tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry couldn't come give you flowers, yeah. I spend every single day loving you in every way. I just wish that I can see you tomorrow. Wish that I can see you tomorrow. Well, wish that I can see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Ayo gimana coba ngomong di chat semuanya. Asik. Ganteng banget suaranya. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yo guys. Just for a quick info, I haven't warmed up, so you know, I'm warming up with you guys right now. And I'm gonna continue for the next song. To the next song. You know what? Do you guys want to request a song? You guys want to request any songs? Stars. Lagu Adele. Stars. Stars, yeah. Oh my god. Stars. I haven't warmed up, but you know, let's see how I can do. You know, it's kind of too high. I was looking for the stars, oh, gazing from afar. Like some would say that I will never know if I didn't really go and find it on my own. Funny, we've come very far. If I could just restart to that time when you came whining on to me, said you had a bad dream, just so I'll sing you to sleep. Who would have guessed I'd fall in love? Something so pure and even more. I'll leave soon, far from you. I disappear. But before I do, just know that I love you. I'm saving to someone. I hear your voice keep calling. I'm slowly losing my breath now. You keep on shouting my name out. It's time to leave. I'll see you soon. That was Stars. Anjay. Ini kenapa sih Onyx RRQ? Lu pada nonton ML gak sih semalam? F plus be like. Ya udah. Oke. Cuy. Gua nggak tahu ya. Gua kayak tiba-tiba kepikiran. Gua kan baru bikin lagu nih. Gua baru bikin lagu 2 hari yang lalu. Gue baru bikin lagu. I just wrote a song 2 days ago, and gue mikir kayak gimana kalau misalnya gue bawain di sini aja langsung, exclusively buat kalian semua. And gue nggak tahu sih ini lagu kapan keluarnya. Coba ya. Gue masih lupa liriknya cuy. Ntar. Okay. The song is called Fiona, by the way. And Fiona is actually someone yang gue temuin. Gue kan baru manggung beberapa minggu yang lalu. Dan ya udah. Bisa dibilang ini love at first sight, and this is Fiona. Never thought I'd meet you here. Everything is crystal clear. That I fell for you. Lost in your eyes that glow bright like the stars. Now everything is all about you. It's kinda loud and noisy here. Too many people interfere. I know a place that's quite near. We could go out for a drink or two. I'll be busy. I'm staring at you. I know I should have kept on moving on, but something keeps on telling that I'm wrong. The glance that you gave me went straight to my heart. Since there is no much time for me to stay, before I leave I got something to say. Fiona, you took my frown, turned it over. A treasure I found in October. When I look at you, time gets slower. I know I should have kept on moving on, but something keeps on messing up my brain. The glance that you gave me went straight to my heart. Since there is so much time for me to stay, before I leave I got something to say. Fiona, you took my frown, turned it over, and a treasure I found in October. When I look at you, time gets slower. I'll find my way to get closer, and you'll always be my own clover. Well, I get to call you my lover. You'll make my days even better, happier than I could ever. Wanted to say that I love you. Ya itu barusan Fiona. That was Fiona. And ya, ditunggu aja lagunya keluar. Nggak tahu sih sebenarnya mau keluar kapan. Ntar final kali. Jamet ku kasih. Janganlah. Ada yang request apa sih itu? Sore hari menjelang kacamata hitam terpasang, senderan di balik dinding. Ada yang request sensitif sih. Oke. Gue lanjut ke lagu apa ya? Kayaknya gue bisa nyanyi 2 lagu lagi gak sih? Durasinya berapa lagi? Oke. Ini salah satu lagu yang gue baru keluarin. Judul lagunya If I Disappear. Kalau kalian suka lagunya bisa didengar di Spotify. I really wanted to be recognized. Wonder how I can last. Will I ever be this awesome dude with a tattoo? I don't even know yet how to frickin' drive. They keep on saying I look unalive. Got myself a pair of brand new shoes, so I look home. And I can see it now. It's not working out the way I thought it would. Oh well, I'm screwed. Well, I asked myself if I disappear, would they even care? I don't know how to say it's not fair. Don't even wanna move. Can't say I have friends. All I ever did was just to pretend. Still trying to figure how to fit in. Can't find a way to move. Stuck in 3 a.m. and I don't know. Well, I've been trying to calm myself and take control. All that I can think about is what if I just do the things that they want me to do. Maybe I won't be alone. I'll be sitting on my throne. I'll be waiting till I'm finally okay. But I can't see it now. It's not working out the way I thought it would. Oh, I'm screwed. Well, I asked myself if I disappear, would they even care? I don't know how to say it's not there. Don't even wanna move. Can't say I have friends. All I ever did was just to pretend. Still trying to figure how to fit. Can't find a way to move. myself, oh, if I disappear, would they even care? I don't know how to say it's not fair. Don't even wanna move. Can't say I have friends. All I ever did was just to pretend. Still trying to figure how to fit in. Can't find a way to move. Alright. That was If I Disappear. Okay, give me a second. Okay, this is for my last song. Thank you guys for, participating. Cut for the last I want to hear is Photograph by Etrin. Ya Allah, ini pada DM semua cuy. Lagu terakhir mau apa? Ya, special request dari kalian semua. Saat gue gimana gue mau baca cuy kalau misalnya ini. Bentar. If you could see me crying in my room. If you could see me crying in my room. Tadi ada yang request lagu Indonesia. Bingung gue jadinya. Whiskey Bottle. Bingung cuy. Ya udahlah ya. Oke. Ini untuk yang lagu terakhir. Sebenarnya kalau misalnya gue manggung langsung kayaknya kita bakal bisa lebih jeduk ya. Cuman ya buat yang kali ini kita akustikin aja. And terima kasih semuanya. This is If You Could See Me Crying in My Room. Gimana sih sampai? Home by seeing you, picturing where we'd end up to. I'm broke and hopeless too, wishing I could get back to you. I can't keep going on like this, pretending that you're gone. I don't know, 'cause all I know is what I'll be here waiting you to come and bring me right back home. I'm caught up with these memories just by sitting here alone. If only I could see where it all started, we'll be fine. It's clear where this is going. I'll keep missing you alone. If you could see me crying in my room. Hey, I missed you too. Just so you know, well, I still love you. I don't even know if I'm alright, 'cause if I go, we'd only end up in a fight. I don't wanna keep on getting hurt. I'm still holding to your favorite little shirt. I'll be here waiting you to come and bring me right back home. I'm caught up with these memories just by sitting here alone. If only I could see where it all started, we'll be fine. It's clear where this is going. I'll keep missing you alone. If you could see me crying in my room. I don't know where to go. How can I be fine with being alone? I'm just scared of losing you. I can't keep seeing you crying in your room. I can't keep seeing you crying in your room. I'll be here waiting you to come and bring me right back home. I'm caught up with these memories just by sitting here alone. If only I could see where it all started, we'll be fine. It's clear where this is going. I'll keep missing you alone. If you could see me crying in my room. If you could see me crying in my room. If you could see me crying in my room. If you could see me crying in my room. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let us give a round of reaction for Aras Buana. Wow, I truly love your voice and amazing song, Aras.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Itu pada minta absensi tuh dari tadi gue lihat anjir. Makanya pada rame banget di komen.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. I'll see you guys soon and thank you for the opportunity for me to sing to all of you. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye, Kara.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Wow, I think that's such an extraordinary performance from Eros Buana, right, Elsa?
It is, Hasna. Well, but in the midst of this exciting moment, I want to remind all participants to fill the attendance form for e-certificate data collection.
Okay, maybe for me, please. So here is the attendance link for every participant. You guys can fill the attendance form for e-certificate data collection. And anyway, I really want to know how all participants feel about today's webinar.
Yep, me too, Hasna. Can you guys please send your reaction about today's agenda? And maybe you can give reaction or saying in the chat box.
Okay, how do you feel, guys, about today's webinar? Well, we have already have Candice from UNICEF, and then Kak Jovialda Lopez, also Kak Tenggo Wicaksana, and then Kak Eros Buana. They back. Cool. Okay, I think the participants feel happy just like us, Elsa. But
that's right.
Lately, we come to the end of today's agenda.
Yes, well, before we close this event, we would like to thank our dear sponsor, PT Adimix Pekas Indonesia and Dakara Coffee Cafe and Resto for your full support. Because without their support, this event can't run well. So, those are the agendas we have presented to you all this morning. We hope you guys can learn many things today. And thank you so much for your attention. I'm Elsa and my partner.
I'm Hasna. We're gonna say goodbye and we look forward to seeing you all at the 6th National Economics and Management Olympiad. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye. See you all. Thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to fill the attendance form.
Yes, that's right. The attendance form is already on the chat box and will be sent on the WhatsApp group, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Thank you, participants. Bye-bye. See you next year.
All right, once again, the attendance form for absence will be sent by the committee in the WhatsApp group and this chat box. Okay. Don't forget to join the competition for the next year, the 6th National Economics Management Olympiad.
See you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'll go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just like before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. Beyond a doubt, my heart will lead me there soon. Oh, we'll meet, I know we'll meet beyond the shore. We'll kiss just as before. Happy we will be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. No more sailing. On sailing, sailing, no more sailing.